morning, everyone. The October 2nd, 2024 meeting of the City Council is called to order. This meeting has been properly noticed and posted in compliance with the open meeting law. These proceedings are being video recorded as well as presented live on KCLV Cable Channel 2. You may also watch this meeting live on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire TV on the Go Vegas app. The City Council meeting, as well as all other KCLV programming, may be viewed on the internet at www.kclv.tv/live. Our proceedings will be rebroadcast on KCLV Channel 2 and the web the Wednesday of the meeting at 8 p.m., also Friday at 4 a.m., Saturday at 7 p.m., Sunday at 7 a.m., and the following Monday at 5 p.m. This building is protected by state-of-the-art fire detection and suppression sprinkler systems, and if alarms should activate during today's meeting, please evacuate using the exits at the rear of the chambers, go out to the mezzanine, proceed out the double doors to the terrace, and go down the back staircase. For anyone who has difficulty with stairs, please check with a marshal or fire official for assistance, and once outside, assemble on the northeast corner across the street from City Hall at Lewis and First Streets. Employees wearing safety vests or city marshals will inform you when it's safe to re-enter the building. For public comment related to items on the agenda, citizen participation in public hearing items, we have available a speaker card which you may complete and submit to our city clerk up front. Cards are available in the clerk's office or at the rear of these chambers. But if you do not submit a card, it does not prevent you from speaking under public comment, citizen participation, or specified public hearing items. If anyone's present today who has need for hearing impaired equipment, please come forward to our city clerk staff. And if you parked in the parking garage across the street, a self-validation machine is located in our foyer between council chambers and the security desk you walk through to enter our chambers. You must have your ticket with you to use the machine, but if you do not, please see security personnel when exiting for a validation coupon. Before we proceed with our agenda this morning, would everyone please rise for the invocation given by our dear Reverend Charlotte Parker, Centers for Spiritual Living, Greater Las Vegas, and remain standing for the pledge. Thank you.
Good morning. We gather today in the presence of the unseen, where wisdom dwells beyond words and unity calls us together. May this space be filled with light that transcends our differences, and may our hearts and minds be open and receptive to the issues and needs of others. We call upon the one Creator, the divine essence that flows through all life, to guide our words and actions. May we speak not only from our minds, but from our souls, recognizing the sacredness in every voice, the divine spark in every person here. We honor the interconnectedness of all beings and the mystery of existence itself. Let us seek the highest good with humility, compassion, and courage. May our decisions reflect the deep wisdom of the universe and the harmony that unites us all. May peace, love, and clarity guide us as we move forward together for the good of our community, our state, and our country. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. We'll do the pledge. I pledge allegiance. Thank you, Reverend, and we will now go into our ceremonials. I get so excited to see so many friends, and I'm not first. You're first. Mayor Pro Tem Knudsen, please.
Thank you very much, Mayor. I have the honor and privilege today of representing Ward 1, as I have for the last 5 years. I'm okay. And now in my second term, I am choosing to focus my time and energy on children and children's mental health issues, something that I care deeply about, and I can only do that if I have the right partners around the table with me. So I'm going to invite the Children's Advocacy Alliance and the representatives of that organization to come on forward. And we're going to do this very quickly because I want to talk really to this council to let them know that I'm working diligently on multiple issues and agendas around children's mental health, primarily with the university system. And I have only found the ability to do that with people who know more than I do and who have the expertise. Dr. Tara Raines is my subject matter expert and has really done an amazing job of lobbying the community around us to support creating systems for children and the mental health issues and needs that we're experiencing in our school systems right now. So in concert with UNLV, with UNR, with NSU, and with our state legislature, Dr. Tara Raines, on behalf of the Children's Advocacy Alliance, has been working diligently to make sure they're aware of how we can be better as the state of Nevada. So with that, I am very, very happy to announce our Citizen of the Month as the Children's Advocacy Alliance. I'm going to let Dr. Tara Raines speak for a few minutes. Where are your kids? Get the kids up front. Come on, kids. The only responsibility we have as adults is to make sure that our children have better lives than we do. And we cannot do that without reminding ourselves of how amazing and beautiful children are. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Councilman Knudsen. We are honored to be here today and to talk about our initiatives in regards to children's mental health. So the Children's Advocacy Alliance is a statewide nonpartisan child and family advocacy organization. We focus on health, child welfare, and early childhood, the prenatal period through age 5. And this year, among our legislative priorities, we're really doubling down on our emphasis on children's mental health. We are fortunate to, as the councilman said, have a number of university partners, have a number of community partners, have a number of folks who are willing to come together and break down silos and work strategically to move the needle. We have a 7-priority list that we're working on this coming session. This includes partnering with the Division of Insurance to make it so that practitioners are not burdened as they try to get reimbursement for services for our most vulnerable populations. This includes creating pathways for bachelor's level mental health professionals to do some of that prevention and early intervention work. Does anybody know a psychology bachelor's major? Right? You can't do much with that degree right now, but we've got our university partners working really hard to make it so that we can create career pathways for these folks so that eventually they can go on and pursue higher degrees, but they can do it while earning a living wage. So just know that it's with the partnership with the councilman, with our community partners here. These are our Mental Health Action Coalition leads. We are excited about the work that we're going to be able to do to really make Nevada an innovator in the space of children's mental health. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Introduce yourselves, please.
Wow. Hi, I'm Chip Carter, and I do the marketing and communications for Children's Advocacy.
I'm Rebecca Cruz-Nanez. I work for Southern Nevada Health District and also serve as the chair for the Clark County Children's Mental Health Consortium.
Hi, I'm Ashley Noel Pruitt. I am a UNLV doctoral student in children's mental health, and I co-lead state-level leadership over at the Children's Mental Health Action Coalition.
Good morning. My name is Jamel Nance. I'm the Early Childhood Policy Director with the Children's Advocacy Alliance.
Good morning. I'm Annette Dawson-Owens, and I've served with the Children's Advocacy Alliance for the last 4 years as a School Readiness Policy Director and now over Community Engagement.
And I will take the mic one last minute and read this proclamation.
Can we hear who they are?
Are you guys ready? Are you sure? You saw yourselves on TV, didn't you? Yeah. I saw you looking at yourselves on TV. Okay, you ready? Okay, gonna say your name and how old you are. Got it. Ready? Go.
Tenzin. 6.
Ooh, nice job. Perfect.
Naru. 5.
Nice job. So on behalf of the Las Vegas City Council, whereas the Children's Advocacy Alliance has dedicated itself to improving the lives of children in Nevada by building consensus around priorities and leveraging collective strength toward real, meaningful changes in policy and practice that ensure every child has the opportunity to thrive. And whereas CAA focuses its advocacy in critical areas including health, child welfare, and equitable access, school readiness, and early childhood systems and economic well-being, helping to create pathways for Nevada's children to grow up healthy, safe, and prepared for success. And whereas the Children's Advocacy Alliance educates the community on issues affecting children, engages in strategic communications, and champions civic engagement, government, and policy advocacy, all while disseminating up-to-date evidence-based research to inform and drive its work. And whereas the CAA emphasizes the importance of centering impacted communities through story sharing and coalition building, ensuring that the voices of those most affected by policy decisions are heard and integrated into solutions. And whereas the Children's Advocacy Alliance has built strong partnerships with both traditional and non-traditional partners, working with nonprofits that provide direct services to children and families across Nevada, with a special focus on underserved and marginalized communities, such as migrant families, indigenous communities, and children with disabilities. And whereas CAA's continued efforts to build a diverse coalition based to advocate for legislative and administrative reforms demonstrate its commitment to equity and its recognition of the unique geographic and demographic challenges within the state of Nevada, and now, therefore, we, the mayor and members of the Las Vegas City Council, do hereby take great pride in proclaiming October 2nd, 2024 as Children's Advocacy Alliance Day, signed by the mayor, the seal of the city of Las Vegas, and the rest of the city council. Congratulations. Hey, can you guys hold that? It's heavy. And I just want to say, the group right here has been the best partner for me in fighting for the things that I desperately care about, and having Dr. Tara Raines as a side-by-side partner has been absolutely amazing. So I'm just incredibly grateful to have you share this day with us. Thank you. Now we're going to take a picture real quick. You get your name up on a sign somewhere, I think.
Thank you all. Congratulations. 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 Thank you so much. So exciting. Okay, we only have 2 items today, and so it's my turn, which I just love this. It's our final item, and it's my pleasure to conclude a quarter of a century in Las Vegas of recognizing some of the top and most deserving citizens, those who consistently and remarkably have or continue to serve our community, and are given special Las Vegas ceremonial acknowledgement. 12 of these years in making awards were made by the former mayor, my husband, Oscar, and now for me, in this my 13th and final year in office, doing today as a true closure. It's thus unique and special to us. As you know, our city council, all of these 25 years, have consistently prioritized 3 basic goals for our community, and goals upon which every council has focused: to reach world-class, highest standards. One of those goals is healthcare and research. Thus, it's of little wonder that the individual we have selected is none other than an iconic and very special soul, and one who has made a transformative difference, not only in healthcare here in Las Vegas, but around the nation, and soon, I'm sure, around the world, if not already. So if you will, please join me in welcoming our wonderful Larry Rufo. up here to the podium. So Mr. Ruvo, please. And if you'll just be here, but you can't say one word. But before we recognize his creation and development in the healthcare and research world, I've asked former mayor, my sweet husband, Oscar, to let us know how the Cleveland Clinic, Lou Ruvo Institute for Brain Health, and this giant of a man in his philanthropic undertaking came to locate that one unique facility in a brownfield of the Union Pacific Railroad. So Oscar, please, how it began.
Thank you, sweetheart. I think I may be the first person ever to call the mayor sweetheart. Thank you so much, and thank you, council members, for permitting me the privilege of appearing here today with a great friend, not only a friend of mine, but a friend of all of Las Vegas, all of Nevada, all of America, and the rest of the world as well. He's an extraordinary human being. He has accomplished things that are beyond accomplishment through grit, through effort, through tenacity, and all the things that make people great. My friend Larry Ruvo came to me many, many years ago when I was the mayor, and he was excited. He's always excited about something. And whenever you run into him, he always has an announcement that he has to make. And I think I'm the first person always to hear the announcement. Maybe Michael Severino. I'm not sure. Now, here's a moron who's calling me on my phone. And there's a bigger moron here who not only didn't turn his phone off, but doesn't know how to turn his phone off. Now I have to tell you a story now that I got you going. My first council meeting, the clerk's office was very, very kind to provide the council with computers up in the Diaz, and I'm computer illiterate, and I took this thing. I didn't know what it was, and went like this, and I said, "Mine's not working." Of course, I didn't know that you're supposed to put the mouse down on the computer. I'm waving it in the air, and during the succeeding 25 years, I still don't know how to do it. And Larry, I'm not going to learn because I like just standing up and praising my friend. Well, my friend comes to me and he says, "I'm your friend and I want you to be the first person to know I'm going to build a monument in honor of my father, Lou, who passed away from Alzheimer's. And I'd like you to see the plans." And he took me out to Southern Wine and Spirits, as it was called in those days, out near Jones and 215, and he showed me beautiful plans. The plans were wonderful, and I said, "I don't think so, Lar." He says, "Why?" He says, "They're beautiful. They were done by a first-class architect here in town." I said, "They're not worthy of your father. Your father needs something very, very special, and you're a very, very special son. And at the same time of memorializing your dad, Lou, you're able to do the city of Las Vegas a great favor. And that is to make sure that the Brain Institute is centered in a location that will bring great pride to our community for time immemorial." And he says, "Where's that?" I said, "How about Symphony Park?" And it was the first building, basically, that went down there. And he says, "I'm doing this because you're my friend." And you made no mistake, Larry. You went to the right place because you revolutionized the way the city thinks of itself and in its redevelopment efforts. And the Frank Gehry building is not only a work of art on the outside, but what's happening within it is miraculous. What Larry has created there, bringing in the finest doctors from all over the world to treat we who live here and those who come to visit us for medical treatment. And every day he's thinking about it, but he never gets thanked enough. He's the most special person that I know other than the mayor. The mayor, if I didn't say that, I would not get dinner tonight. So, the mayor is the most special person. I'd say it 10 times. The mayor's the most special person I know. And, but Larry is the second most special, and his wife Camille is the third, and Michael Severino is the fourth. And I'm going to go through the whole council is the fifth. But it's nice that we're able to laugh at a time when the world is really upside down, and I don't know which way we're going anymore. You wake up in the morning, you don't know whether you're winning, you're losing, you don't know if you win who you're winning for, or if you lose who you're losing for. And it's a special time, though, because there are people like Larry Ruvo who have made it that way. And I was thinking, this is the morning of the evening when the Jewish Rosh Hashanah, which is the head of the year, the new year, begins. It starts at about 8 o'clock tonight. And I was thinking as to how I could relate that, because it's the beginning of 10 days where you're supposed to be introspective and to evaluate your sins and the things that you've been able to accomplish during the year. And I thought to myself that there's one commandment out of the 10 which is so special, and that is kabed es avicha va'es imecha. That's Hebrew for honor your father and your mother. And I can't think of anybody who has paid greater tribute to his parents to have done what he has done and have the whole facility, this world-class facility, this facility that changed the face of Las Vegas, come into being. And that's my dear friend, Larry Ruvo, and I'm going to give you a kiss.
You know why I chose him, don't you? Wow. Beautiful, honey. You can go sit.
Okay, thank
And
you.
I'll give you back your computer.
Thank
Don't turn it on. Don't turn it on.
Don't turn it on?
No.
I don't know how.
Go. I know. Camille will help
I
you.
only had one instruction from my wife before I got up there. She said, when you I only have one instruction from her. She says, when you stand up, you can't, I'm like a spigot, sweetheart. You can't turn me off once you turn me on. I'm like she said, when you get up, be sure to pull your jacket down and make sure that you button it. Well, I finally thought what I was supposed to do. Thank you. Love you.
There are no lies in our family, ever. Okay, I mean, I really should go and just give you the mic, because nobody can top that.
Nope.
I mean, but I can't find my glasses. No, I'm going on with this because it's orchestrated. Do we have, is anything showing on our video? Yes. The whole time you've been looking, everybody, despite the entertainment he gave you? And he had some dermatological work done. I didn't hit him, although I'd like to sometimes. Okay, back to serious. Larry's been in the wholesale liquor wine business in Las Vegas for more than 40 years. He's directed Southern Glazer Wine and Spirits in Nevada, and his prior name as senior managing director since 1969. And under his guidance, the company became Nevada's largest wholesale liquor, wine, and beer importer and distributor. However, Larry is far more than just a great business executive, as we know. He's well known in the Las Vegas community for his ongoing support of charitable organizations, many of which are associated with education and children, Mayor Pro Tem and Council. The UNLVino is one of the biggest and longest running, most successful wine tasting events in the state, if not around the country, and one from which all proceeds that are raised are donated to the scholarship funding for students in the College of Hotel Administration. As Oscar alluded to, and you do know, in 1994, after the loss of his father, Lou Ruvo, to Alzheimer's disease, Larry made it his mission to make a positive change and hopefully cure the devastating diseases of Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, Huntington's, multiple system atrophy, multiple sclerosis, and other neurodegenerative disorders. He worked towards establishing a cognitive disease center, which resulted in his founding the Cleveland Clinic Lou Ruvo Institute for Brain Health. As Oscar mentioned, and you know, the center was designed by internationally renowned architect Frank Gehry, which has by reputation become a famed tourist site in itself and the core of Symphony Park. I do hope you'll tell that story of your meeting with him if I ever give up this microphone to you. Larry, we love you, we admire you, and we thank you and your family for your remarkable and inspiring generosity and leadership. And because of your uniqueness today, first, we want to present you with a ceremonial proclamation. Thank you, Councilwoman Seaman. And more so, this is so special, but what's really the most treasured and representative piece of the city, and I was shocked to find out in our office's research that you had not been given a key to the city. And so today, with our love and devotion and respect, and with everyone in this community whose life you have touched, and I can never open it, so if you could open this magnificent, tiny, not tiny, key to the city of Las Vegas, which I'm going to turn this way, which is bejeweled with the fabulous sort of diamonds, and it says, Key to the City, presented to Larry Wayne, or W. Ruvo. Your mother must have loved Wayne Newton or something here. Awarded with gratitude and in celebration of a visionary humanitarian whose positive impact on the city of Las Vegas is indelible. Presented October 2nd, 2024, with love and respect from our councils, our prior councils, everyone in this community. So at this point, if I might ask you, could you share, I mean, you can't share your life, but pieces of it. You're such a beautiful person and have affected generations going forward, and I know you're not stopping. So congratulations to you and our love, and I can't tell you, we're bended. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. I think if I had a shredder here, I would shred this out of respect and give every one of the employees across the street at 888 West Bonneville a piece of this award. There's no possibility that what we've accomplished could have accomplished by Camille, myself, our family. This dream was too big. And to bring Frank Gehry, to bring the Cleveland Clinic, to bring these world-class doctors, world-class team to change our city. I think it's very, very important, and I say this just as a total matter of fact. There is no place in America, and I think the world, that you could go other than this building across the street for brain health and get any better care. I know that because we've spared no expense in bringing the best equipment, the top equipment, the best doctors, the best research, and we've seen over 300,000 patients since we've opened, 500,000 caregivers under the Angie Ruvo caregiving chair. But it's the ability of the people that work in that building. And a few years ago when we had this awful COVID, the doctors were told they didn't have to come to work. They could work remotely, and yet they all came to work. And they had an obligation to this community, to this city, to take care of these patients. It's impossible to see a demented person on a Zoom. They came in, they saw, and I saw the teamwork. That what we have in Las Vegas is really, really remarkable. And the equipment we have, but just one fast story, and I'll let the meeting go on, but I think this is so ever important. I was in Florida recently at a dinner with a high-ranking government official, and his wife said, I understand this machine you have for brain health is quite remarkable, but I don't really want to come to Las Vegas. I don't have any trips. Can you see if we have one in Florida? So I called the Cleveland Clinic, and they said, the only one in the whole system is in Las Vegas. I said, well, what about somebody else in Florida? Call me. She says, I don't want the lady. Mr. Rubin, no, there's nothing existent. In fact, we had to have some members of the royal family from Abu Dhabi come to Las Vegas for the equipment that you have here. So it's not just the equipment, it's the team that reads it, this leadership that we have. And I only had one wish, was that today was October 22nd, because last night, like Oscar says, I'm always trying to announce something. On October 21st, we're going to announce something really major to once again bring better health care to each and every one in this room and your families. And I thank my great longtime decades friend, the former mayor, Oscar, and the current mayor, and the entire council. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Larry. So beautiful. Let's do a picture. And please, believe me, Larry has not been able to do this without his better half. Camille Ruvo, please. It is side by side with you all the time. Please come on up, Camille. You deserve roses and diamonds, but we can't afford it, and neither can he. So, okay, please. I wish you'd tell them a little bit of how difficult it was to see Frank Gehry. I mean, there is a YouTube done by PBS on Channel 10, probably called the Cleveland Clinic. What's it called? So they can look at it.
Power of love. Last story, because I know the council has other business, and there's after talking to Oscar, we decided we were going to use a world-class architect, and my wife and I started interviewing Santiago Calatrava, I mean, many, but there was something about Frank Gehry that I wanted to go down, and we had an interview, and I went down. He was sitting in the chair, and I walked into his office, and the night before, I had hosted a dinner at Southern, whereby I had Terry Lanny from the MGM, I had Steve Wynn from the Wynn, I had Sheldon Adelson, I had these hoteliers, and I said, I got to leave. I've got an early morning. Where are you going? I'm going to meet Frank Gehry. For what reason? I'm trying to get him to build a building. Sheldon says, well, I've tried him 3 times, and he won't come to Las Vegas. Steve said, you're wasting your time. MGM said, we tried to use him. And I said, well, I got the appointment. I'm going. And I walked in. I says, Mr. Gehry, hi. And he never got up. He just looked at me, and he goes, I'm not building a building in Las Vegas. I won't use the profanity. I started in on him. I said, who do you think you are? I got 45 minutes. I want my 45 minutes. Sit down. It was 3 hours later. Told him what I wanted to do. He said, let me think about it. 2 weeks later, I bring back my secret weapon. It's a true story. I walked in. He looked at my wife, and he said, did you ever make mud pies when you were young? She said, yeah. He says, I want to make mud pies with your husband. You never made mud pies with your enemies. I like him. We're going to do this. And that's how it happened. Well, now he's a big proponent in Las Vegas, and we have some expansion plans that he's going to do. And I think that Frank Gehry, if anybody was a gambler, the odds had to be 1,000,000 to 1 that some guy in the liquor business with no medical training would build a building like this and bring this kind of respect for the medical community to our city to benefit all of us. But we did it. We did it together. I did it with the mayors. I did it with the council support, the state, and so many of our friends that have helped us through the philanthropy. So I thank each and every one of you that has helped us. And
No. Kiss your wife. She brought it home. She brought it home. There you go.
Frank always tells me she brought it home. But thank you.
Did you make a mud pie? Oh, yeah.
Many.
Here. Can we come right up here and get a picture? Okay. Oh, can you open that?
Cleveland Clinic, thank you.
Do come up around front if you would. Can you open it?
You want to have the key.
It's a secret box. It never opens after you do it the first time.
First time my wife didn't know how to open a
I'm
jewelry
so
box.
happy we can finally. Come back. Here. It sparkles. Honey, come on this side. Over there. This side. Over there.
I have to do my jacket.
Come on this side. I don't want to back on you.
The new one will be single breasted.
That's right. No, you can't. You're wearing it. Good.
Thank you again.
Back to me and Mike. Okay. Okay, right here, just stay put. We're gonna do the rules. Yay!
Thank you, Big O.
Okay.
I like the double breasted. I know. Thank you, sweetheart.
Congratulations to you. Hey, Larry. Congratulations, man.
Thank
Congratulations. How you doing, my friend? Great to see you too. Thank you. Yeah, congratulations.
I can't believe this.
Wow, for me, that was just so moving, and all of you, I'm sure, the same. And wow, just wow. Okay, we're on page 7, and recess is done. So this is our first public comment, and it must be limited to matters on the agenda for action. The amount of time any single speaker is allowed may be limited. All comments made will be cross-referenced to those specific items, so if anyone submitted a speaker card or who wishes to speak under this portion of the agenda, please come to the podium, state your name for the record. It's your opportunity to address council, but the council's not able to respond or engage in dialogue because there is a second public comment period at the end of our council meeting. You'll have another opportunity, and on public comment items, if that is your desire, you can speak on those particular ones. So please, anyone who would like to take advantage. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How everybody doing? Councilor, Mayor. Been a while, Mayor.
How are you? You have to tell everybody. I know who you are, but you've got to tell our
Oh,
clerk.
okay. My name is Henry Thorns. Address too?
No.
Okay, my name is Henry Thorne. I'd like to say hi to all the councilmen, the mayor. It's been good with you, working with you 13 years, your husband 12 years, 25 years altogether. I come here today because it's kind of rough in our community. I run a youth foundation. I've been running a youth foundation for 40 years. And mainly we started with breaking up gangs and mentoring kids. Like right now, we're dealing with something totally different, and it's mental problems, and I mean mental problems for the kids. They don't have any sports, they can't really get in the gym without they pay $2 a day. Now, you talk about underprivileged kids. Now, at the same time, they having their fathers come home from penitentiary, and a lot of them can't even get a job because they ex-felonies. It's like we're in a catch-22. What do we do? Since the corona hit, we haven't been funded at all. We applied for all your grants. We just haven't been funded. And I don't understand because we deal with underprivileged kids for 40 years.
Thank you for your work. We appreciate it. We hope you'll contact your councilman's office and see if we can get you some help.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak? Again, say your name for the record, please.
Good morning, and my name is Tia Smith, spelled T-I-A-S-M-I-T-H, and I'm an attorney with the ACLU of Nevada.
And do you want to pull the microphone closer to your
sorry.
mouth so we hear you? Thank you.
All right, I'm going to speak on item number 26, updating the boundaries of the order out corridor. As you are aware, the constitutionality of a similar ordinance enacted by Clark County is currently in litigation before the Nevada Supreme Court in Ramsey v. State of Nevada. This case addresses significant constitutional concerns, particularly related to the First and 14th Amendments. Expanding the order out corridor boundaries before the constitutionality of the ordinance is decided would be premature and could lead to further legal complications. It is essential that any changes to the order out corridor are guided by the court's forthcoming ruling. Acting without this guidance could lead to actions that infringe upon the constitutional rights of your constituents, especially those already vulnerable to over-policing and profiling. Beyond the constitutional concerns, respecting the judicial process by waiting for the court's decision is not only prudent, but reflects the city's commitment to upholding the rule of law. Proceeding with this proposal in the absence of judicial clarity would not be hasty, but would also be seen as dismissive of the significant legal issues currently being weighed by the court. The ACLU of Nevada urges the council to take the responsible course of action and postpone any amendments to the order out corridor until the decision is reached.
Wow, look at that. To the second, thank you for coming down. I wonder how many times she did read that. Wow, I mean, perfect, not good, perfect. Anyone else wishing to be heard, please come. Okay, we will go ahead and close this first public comment and move on to agenda item 8. For possible action, any items from the 9:30 session that the council staff and/or applicant wish to be stricken, tabled, withdrawn, or held in abeyance to a future meeting may be brought forward and acted upon at this time. Mayor Pro Tem?
I do not have anything today, Mayor.
Wow.
Nothing at all.
All in
I know.
respect for our awardees today. I know that. Thank you. We will, so please Oh, we don't need a motion because you have nothing. Do we have to make a motion on nothing? No, of course not. Okay, we're on to agenda item 9 for possible action to approve the final minutes by reference to the September 4th, 2024 regular city council meeting. Mayor Pro Tem, may I have a motion on the meetings?
Madam Mayor, move to approve.
Thank you. There's motion to approve the minutes. Please vote and please post. And it carries. Thank you. We will now hear related items 18, 20, and 21 together, but act on them separately.
Consent agenda first.
I didn't do the consent agenda. How did I?
You have all these people and these cameras that keep you on track.
10 through 17.
Isn't my thing is not here? Okay. We are on, hold on one second, folk. Thank you. Okay, somehow I missed that. I think I must have been hungry last night. Items number 10 through 17 are on the consent agenda and considered to be routine. They are recommended for approval by the departments and may be enacted in one motion. And are there any items council wishes to bring forward? None here, none there. Mayor Pro Tem, may I have a motion for the consent agenda items 10 through 17?
Move to approve.
There's a motion to approve the consent agenda. Please vote and please post. Yeah, look. Okay, sorry about that. We'll move right on. Now we'll hear related items, and that passed, by the way. We hear related items 18, 20, and 21 together, but act on them separately. Number 18, which is a public hearing item regarding the fair market value of the City of Las Vegas city-owned office building based on an appraisal also referred to as a market rent analysis dated August 19th, 2024 by Southwest Property Consultants in anticipation of the lease of Civic Plaza office building located at the southeast corner of Bonneville and First Street with address of 70 Bonneville Avenue and 525 South Main. Number 20, discussion for possible action regarding the office lease between the City of Las Vegas and the Greater Las Vegas Chamber of Commerce, which is the tenant, with the initial term of 7 years with one 7-year option and one 6-year option to extend. And item number 21, R59, 2024, for possible action to approve a resolution finding the proposed lease of real property, the Greater Las Vegas Chamber of Commerce, Vegas Chamber, a Nevada nonprofit corporation consisting of 14,918 square feet of the second floor office space at 70 Bonneville Avenue, is in the best interest of the public. These items are in Ward 3 with Councilwoman Diaz. Item number 18 is a public hearing, which I now declare open. Hi. Ooh, okay, you're in charge.
Good morning, Mayor and City Council members. Zena Babsky, Acting Director, Economic and Urban Development. And I also would like to introduce Mary Beth Seawald, the President and CEO of the Vegas Chamber, as long as Betsy Fretwell, the Chairwoman for the Board of Trustees for the Vegas Chamber. Welcome. Thank you. Okay, so this item is related to the lease agreement that we're bringing forward with the Vegas Chamber. Let me give you a little bit of a background. The Civic Plaza that is being built, and it's so beautifully going up, has a building which is the smaller one, is where we're going to put commercial retail tenants. And from the very beginning of that project, before the buildings were actually starting to get constructed, Vegas Chamber had always been our target tenant. We really wanted to partner with them to come and take space in that building. So it has taken a little bit of time to get the buildings going, to also negotiate the lease terms, but we are very excited that we're here today. With that, I'd like to also give a little bit of information about the Vegas Chamber itself. It is one of the oldest business organizations in Nevada. It was established in 1911, and they were instrumental from very major projects that took place in Southern Nevada since then. From the construction of the Boulder Dam at the time, the Chamber was very instrumental in having discussions to bring as much economic impact to the Southern Nevada as possible. Then they were all very instrumental in getting the very first post office federal building constructed, which is now the Mob Museum, until today, which is where they host their fly-ins in DC and continue to be very much of proponents for the Southern Nevada business community. So we are very thrilled to have you, especially being from economic development. I'm super excited. Once the chamber moves in, they're going to bring over 30 employees, full-time staff, to the plaza. So that's gonna staff their office currently. With that, there's going to be multiple events, special events, members, and different community events that they will hold. And it's very impressive that they actually have more than 4,000 members worldwide. When I heard that number, I was just floored. We're so excited to also offer them different types of our events during the construction of the space, and as well as, they also will be working closely, have many different initiatives with the workforce Workforce Connections, there you go. And we are very much hoping that they will also become a tenant. But I think it's important to say that Vegas Chamber is our first tenant, might be as well our anchor tenant. Yes. Very exciting. So without further ado, I'd like to highlight some of the deal points for the lease. The Chamber will take over the whole second floor of Building 2, which is approximately almost 14,000 square feet. They will also have access to the patio, for their special events or whatnot. We're also offering them use of spaces such as the rooftop, the Civic Plaza itself, as well as the Then Cafe, which is our sister to our Now Cafe in City Hall. The lease term itself is for 7 years is the first term. The second option is for 7 more, with the final option for 6. So the total, if all executed, will be 20 years in length. Using some average CPI numbers, we're calculating that the total lease value to the city over the 20 years would be over $13 million. Las Vegas Chamber will take over the space September 1st of next year. We are, finishing up the building 1 earlier in the year, and then finishing up the TIs to make them feel very much at home towards the end of the summer, and the space will be ready then. So without further ado, I'd like to pass the mic over to Mary Beth and Betsy for any additional comments. You want to go first?
This is an exciting day, and thank you for everyone. I mean, this really is a remarkable marriage that's happening here, and I look at both these ladies who have just been so instrumentally and detail-oriented involved, and of course we all know Betsy is former city manager here and employer for years, and just very devoted to the economic development of the whole area. So to you, Ms. Seawald, please.
Yes, ma'am. Mary Beth
She came down from the north.
Once upon a time, yes, ma'am. Mary Beth Seawald, for the record, President and CEO of the Las Vegas Greater Chamber of Commerce. This is a thrilling, historic day for all of us. And I personally could not be more excited and more proud to be fulfilling several people's dreams, I think, today. Also, want to give a huge shout out to City Manager Mike Jansen and the team, Dina, Jennifer. They have worked so hard and so long to make this come to fruition. So great big thank you to all of you. And also to Chairwoman Betsy Fretwell, without whose experience and expertise, she's just made everything all the easier, I think, and she laughs. But truly, the Las Vegas Chamber of Commerce is Nevada's largest and broadest based business organization throughout this entire state. And our purpose is to serve employers and employees. And our ability to come together and collaborate with the city in this way will just do nothing but elevate that mission. And dare I say, take us into the next 20 years. And I think it will just make our organization that much better. And I think our ability to collaborate with the city will give us the ability to bring our members even closer to local government. And so this is a very historic day for us. We're very excited. And again, thank you to the council members. Thank you for your support and your collaboration, and thank you for your friendship.
Wonderful. And Ms. Fretwell, please, I know how instrumental you were in every detail here, but knowing that all roads lead to downtown, the access to this facility, as you have been next door for some time, a couple of years, I guess, this is wonderful. So, Ms. Fretwell, tell us what you have done here.
Well, this was truly a team effort. Betsy Fretwell, I'm the chair of the chamber this year. Thank you, Mayor and Council, for hopefully your support for this item today. This has been a long time coming. We've been working on this for years. And as some of you may remember, I know Mayor Goodman probably remembers, and certainly Mayor Oscar would remember, we worked really hard to get the Vegas Chamber downtown, back downtown. And it's great to have the chamber stay downtown in this next iteration. I'm very proud of that, and I think it's critically important for the business community, for the downtown community, and I think it creates an opportunity for enhanced partnerships going forward. It's centrally located. You're going to see lots and lots of businesses and business partners who are going to be making their way right across the street from this incredible building. And I think that that is exactly what should be happening here. So I'm excited to be a part of it. I was glad to work with Mike and the team and many of you as we went through this process to get this deal to the finish line today. And we're just looking forward to hopefully a lot of green check marks on the screen in a few moments, barring any unforeseen circumstances, and looking forward to a big ribbon cutting next fall.
Well, we're just really excited knowing the center of government is downtown and become, obviously, our medical center is downtown, and our cultural center. What a beautiful spot. And I know the efforts, and you're absolutely right, because I remember conversations with the former mayor and under your time here in City Hall. So it just is a wonderful, wonderful culmination. I know how devoted to this whole project Ms. Babsky's been, and to say nothing, as you said, of Mike, who's been here, Mike Jansen, our city manager for years. I think he was born here, actually. And with his support, and I see Steve Ford down there, who's also was born here many years ago. And so this really is a beautiful culmination to something that really is the heartbeat of our entire community. So congratulations if the check marks are there, and I will turn this down. Any comments, questions here? You're good, Councilman Creer, and then we'll come here and end up with Lucky Lady.
Thank you. This is very exciting for you all to come into this corridor that we built, and it's really symbolic of today, considering we had Larry Ruvo and the Brain Institute here, which sort of kicked off Symphony Park, which World Market Center with all the developments, Smith Center for the Performing Arts, now with our Civic Plaza that is here. It really is something special that, Mayor, you should be very, very proud of the work that you've done to generate all of this growth into our downtown corridor. It is a legacy that you're going to leave having this here and having such a quality partner in the chamber to be a part of it. It really adds to sort of the anchor tenant mentality, and very proud to have you all there in a downtown corridor. So thank you all for your continued support of Las Vegas and also support of downtown Las Vegas, which is very needed because one great project begets another good project. We've seen that happen. And this is just going to continue with the spiraling of positiveness that's taking place in downtown Las Vegas. So thank you all very much. And to your board and to everyone that works at the chamber. And also another shout out to you all for the Vegas fly-in that you just finished up, and to you, Paul and team, just amazing from where it was to where it is now, and the amount of people and support that it has is just outrageous. So God bless and congratulations.
Nicely said. And comments here? Please, Councilwoman Talensky.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just want to make sure that we honor the city council people before us, definitely our current mayor, the past mayor, for having the vision to make this a reality in the picture before us, because that took a lot of effort on the part of city manager's office and really vision from the leaders, the elected leaders. So grateful to all of them, grateful to Betsy, who is awesome, and the entire chamber team. We're going to make great partners, and I look forward to a long-term marriage that is prolific. Thank you.
Thank you. You know, it's interesting, the world has got such troubles right now, and there's, you know, it's a happy day here in the city of Las Vegas. I mean, we've just had early morning ceremonials about the future and mental health, and child care. I mean, we're doing so much, and it's just with such pride, everybody who lives here, who's touched the city and all the population, everything. It's just a grand, grand day. And so I'm going to turn this, with your permission, then over to the lucky lady who has Ward 3.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and it is a great day for Ward 3. I don't have Lou Ruvo in Ward 3, that is in Ward 5, but now I have something to kind of give Ward 5 a run for their money. But no, really ecstatic that you're coming into that adjacent building to our city building. It's going to be amazing space, and we love that you're going to make it, hopefully, for the next couple of decades, your home. And I know that you'll be instrumental in helping the city also move its goals and economic and urban development forward as well. You'll be an amazing asset and partner in that space. So with that...
No, you can't yet. I have to have the public comment.
Got it.
Right, my fault. I read this, finally.
I was ready to just vote.
Know. I was thinking, oh my gosh, I missed the consent agenda. What else? I think Larry took me away in my brain. Okay, this is a public hearing. Right. Anyone who wishes to make comment about this wonderful achievement here? Now I'm going to close the public comment, and we've heard from everyone. Anything you'd like to add, Mr. City Manager?
Mayor and Council, Mike Jensen, City Manager. You know, all I wanted to say is just share a very brief story. A year and a half ago, I was invited to a meeting from our great former city manager, Jorge Cervantes, and the meeting said, meeting with Las Vegas Chamber and Workforce Connections. And in that meeting, we were only starting work on the building, but we had some great renderings from our Public Works team and our architecture partners. And this team here that you see, from Betsy and Mary Beth and her entire staff, they brought into the vision that we shared with Mayor and Council, and they wanted to be a part of it. And so I'm just happy that we're here today with a similar celebratory day to lock in a true anchor tenant, and really appreciate the work with the entire chamber team.
Well, I have to say, you know, it's the closer that's always the important one, as Mrs. Ruvo. And I look at having lost Charlie Hustle this past week, talk about keeping your eye on the goal. You've done it, and it's just a great time. So now back to you, Councilwoman Diaz, please.
Yes, and I want to thank all staff who had to work on every aspect to make this vote possible. So thank you for reminding us that we are a great city because we have amazing employees that do the work and make these partnerships possible. So with that, we're going to first move agenda item 21, which is a resolution finding that the proposed lease of real property to the Greater Las Vegas Chamber of Commerce is something the council and the mayor wants to move forward with. So I move to approve agenda item 21.
Perfect. There's a motion on agenda item 21. Please post. Please vote and post. And bingo, look at all the checks.
And I have a second motion to move on agenda item 20.
And you are moving in the positive to approve?
Move to approve. Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'm speechless with
I
the
know,
first
it's
vote, so
great.
thank you for completing
And
my...
wonderful. And please vote and please post. Boy, oh boy, there we go, more checks. And finally, please.
I think that's it, right? Legal counsel? Those are the two actionable
ones.
items with the...
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Welcome
Bravo.
to Across the Way next year.
Well done. Beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, we'll now move on to agenda item 19. Thank you. And discussion for possible action regarding appeal of a work card denial for Benjamin Williams, DB, at Happy Days Smoke Shop, 1401 North Decatur Boulevard, Suite 7, in Ward 5 with Councilman Creer.
Good morning, Mayor, Council. Darcy Alabai-Hurd, Business Licensing Manager. We have today the work card appeal for Mr. Benjamin Williams for Happy Days Smoke Shop located at 1401 North Decatur Boulevard, Suite 7. Mr. Williams is here, and I believe the business owner is here.
Yes.
Can you state your name?
Emilita Williams.
Okay. And also, we have Metro here if we have any questions. On August, we received a report from Metro dated August 13th, 2024, stating that the denial for Mr. Williams' work card appeal based on his criminal history, which makes him ineligible to hold a work card under Las Vegas Municipal Code 6.86110. Mr. Williams requested an appeal for the decision to City Council. The Metro report indicated that the process prevented them to do a complete background check, but it did reveal numerous charges spanning from 1970 through 2022. Focusing just on the past 4 years, he has faced felony charges and sentencing in California, Colorado, and Texas, and in Las Vegas. In Las Vegas, the report shows that in 2022, he had 1 dismissed felony charge and a DA denial related to coercion involving domestic violence, which included a threat or use of a deadly weapon enhancement. Additionally, the report notes that Mr. Williams had utilized at least 18 aliases with various law enforcement agencies, holds 10 different social security numbers, and provided 3 different dates of births, none of which were disclosed on his application. And again, if you have any questions specific to the report, Metro is here to answer those questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And if you'd introduce yourselves and...
Good day, everyone. My name is Emilita Williams, and my husband of more than 11 years is Benjamin Williams. I am the owner of the Happy Days Smoke Shop located at 1410, number 7, North Decatur Boulevard, Las Vegas, Nevada. I am appealing on behalf of my husband, Benjamin Williams, for his work card to work for me. My husband has been very supportive and respectful to me from the very start of my life, from the very start of my life with him up to this time, and most especially with my business. I worked and saved really hard to make my dream come true because I don't want to be a liability to the United States of America or anywhere else, but an asset. I have invested my savings from my hard work into my shop. However, the area where my shop is located is not a safe area. My husband encouraged me to pursue my dream, and I definitely can't continue doing this without his help. I can't afford to hire anyone to work for my business because the lease or the rent and bills consume all of my money, and I work full-time at my job. I can only be at my shop during my 2 days off and when I get off work in the afternoon. I really need my husband's help in every aspect of my business. I don't have to pay him, and he makes me feel safe in that neighborhood. I know that he has made bad decisions in life, but I promise that in the past couple of years, he has changed tremendously. He changed to save our marriage and to save his life. He's been going to church with me, and we read the Bible and pray together. Please, I'm humbly asking from your good hearts to please give him one last chance to prove that he can be a productive member of society and not a burden. He is 72 years old now and is not in great health. I am very willing to risk my business, such as cancellation of business permit, business shutdown, if he ever commits a criminal act. Thank you so very much for your time and attention on this matter. May God bless us all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And sir, do you please, if we could hear directly from you.
What's she saying?
Sorry, ma'am.
You understand what you said?
Can you pull your microphone closer so we can hear?
My name is Benjamin Williams, Emilita's husband. I know I've made bad choices in the past. I turned 73 years old the other day, and I just want to prove that I can be a productive member of society. My wife works 8 hours at her job.
Wow.
Then she gets off to open a shop. I sit home all day doing nothing because I can't go there because of our bad decisions in the past. I wish you guys would consider that I have changed my life and I will be a productive member of society from here on out. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, before I turn this over to Councilman Creer, I just want to make sure that we have any comment here, okay? Okay, and please, this is, well, absolutely. I wanted to know who was behind this applicant here, and seeing you stay for the rest of the meeting, I would assume you would be supportive. So please announce your name again and the gentleman with you, and make your comments.
My name is Henry Thorns, and I represent Mr. Williams. As I said earlier today, when I came up, a lot of parents are returning home and can't find a job. And, you know, imagine can't work in your own family business. You know, that's hard. You know, Metro got a job to do, and we take our hat off to Metro. We raised those kids, those Metro officers. They came through a program just like mine's. You know, here today, I take my hat off to them. But at the same time, life goes on. This man needed another chance. You know, this man have not been in no trouble or anything. And you think about how did we help those kids? We help those kids by men like him. You know, he helped so many people, so many organizations in the community when the grants and stuff was turned down here. So, you know, it took people like that. And I don't know his history. All I know is what he done for the kids in this community. And when he asked me to come speak for him, I can only speak for what I know. And I believe everybody deserves a second chance, and it's a second chance place. And I appreciate it if you give him a second chance.
Thank you, Mr. Thorns. I mean, I think it has a great statement. How long have you known Mr. Williams?
I know Mr. Williams at least 9 to maybe longer than that now since Corona, maybe 18 years maybe now. You know, when coming back from Vegas, his cousin is Coach Spud, a great track coach who has gone on to send many, many kids to college. He sponsored them. He helped them. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's what I know. When you can only go to the peoples in the community to get help, and that's where I went.
Well, I'm hopeful for him. And sir, who are you, please, and your relationship with Mr. Williams?
Good morning, Madam Mayor and City Council. My name is Wayne Wedlow. I have known Mr. Williams for about 5 years now, and prior to the information provided and the reason why he has been denied the work card, I never knew any of that. So I only can judge him on the content of his character and what I know about him, and he's been nothing but a good friend and a confidant in my life since I've come to know him, and he's been very helpful and giving me advice on different things. So I would have never fathomed, but we all have come short, and we all have had an opportunity to make it right, and I'm just hoping that we would help this small business that's diversifying the economic impact of the city of Las Vegas with an opportunity that they funded themselves, and they didn't go take out loans, but through their own hard work and their own consistencies have come up with this. And they're in a good place because there's a lot of apartment buildings going up right across the parking lot from there. So I would just hope that we would not deny them, because we have hope for prisoners who is rehabilitating and helping ex-felons get jobs and things like that. So at some point, we have a responsibility to do what we can do too. So I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
appreciate your support.
I know John Ponder and Hope for Prisoners has been so significant in our community in giving everyone that has gone through their program an opportunity to rebuild a life. And so my hope is that I have no idea what the council's going to do, but I thank you for your friendship and support of Mr. Williams and his family, and that he stays the course. Choices, we make our own choices in life, and hopefully, and I believe just even in these brief moments that there's a sincerity there. There may never be another chance, so I don't know what Councilman Creer's going to recommend. Certainly, I have beyond the highest regard, not only for our team here, but law enforcement overall, at a time that the world is challenged with disruption and terrible times. So I'm going to, since no one has comment beyond, I'm going to ask Councilman Creer.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, excuse me, Mr. Williams, for coming in and looking to reverse this. I know that there's been some challenges in the past, and I know that this is, in this particular profession that you're looking to go into, is a privileged license to go into. We didn't make those rules of what's considered to be privilege or not to work in it. I mean, to me, it seems like a smoke shop. It's a smoke shop, but it is privileged to work there. And there have been some challenges. One of the things that I think you have going for you is that you have some good people behind you that are supporting you. You've got your wife here standing here who's trying to do something as a small business owner. And then you seems as though that have been on probation, you've been following those rules and regulations with them, and that's great. And so I want to be in favor of repealing the appeal for you to be able to go to work.
Yes.
And I wish you all the best. We're praying for you, and be a positive contributing citizen into this community, because we need people like yourself to be shining examples of what was and what can be. And so I hope you can continue down that road. And can we do a review?
Yes, can we, normally we would do a temporary 1-year administrative review, site-specific, so it's only good for this one location.
Right, exactly. So it's site-specific. If you expand to go build 50 more smoke shops, well, let's hope you do, then this is so for this particular site. And you understand that, and you'll be on a review. And so let's keep pushing forward, man.
Thank you so much.
And doing what's right.
Thank you so much.
All right?
Thank you.
All right, so I'll make a motion to repeal?
So you're going to grant the appeal?
Grant the appeal. Grant the appeal for his license for item number 19.
With a 1-year administrative
with a
review
1-year
and
review
site-specific.
and site-specific for the 1401 Decatur site. Thank you.
So there's a motion, and if you'll vote, and Mr. Williams, Mr. and Mrs. Williams, I pray for the strength you have to do this, because we're trying to understand, know whatever your past is, it's behind you.
All right.
Hold on tight and reach out for help. Just stay the path and be back here in a year and knowing exactly what Councilman Creer has looked forward to for you. And so this motion carries. We wish you a good, safe, healthy, blessed, perfect life.
Thank you.
Say, the motion carries. And thank you for coming down and support Mr. Thorne's always, both of you.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Nice. Okay, okay. So we are now into boards and commissions. Discussion for possible action regarding the reappointment of David Wadsworth, James Begley, Susanna Rutar, Bobby Tavakakoli to the Board of Appeals. Mr. Wadsworth, Mr. Beckley, Ms. Rutar, Mr. Tavakoli have all served since 2020. All four are eligible and wish to continue serving. Action as outlined in the subject and is supported and recommended by staff, so I move to approve and thank the reappointments. Please vote and please post. And the motion carries. Move on to Agenda 23, discussion for possible action regarding the reappointment of Reverend Kelsey A. West to the Citizen Advisory Committee to the Las Vegas Redevelopment Agency. Reverend West fills the Category 1 seat, which is reserved for someone who is a Ward 5 community member who resides in or whose business address is located in Ward 5 and/or is selected by Ward 5 council person. He's eligible and wishes to be reappointed, Councilman Crear. So will you on this?
Thank you. I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you.
Pastor
Good.
West is
Please-
great.
Thank you. Please vote, and thank you, Mr. Wadsworth, for your service. I'm trying, and the answer, there we go. And that motion also carries. We'll move on to Agenda Item 24, discussion for possible action regarding the reappointment of Elizabeth Jebbery to a Ward 5 seat in Parks Recreation Advisory Commission. Ms. Jebbery was originally appointed in 2015 to one of the seats designated as Ward 5 appointment. She has the recommendation Park and Recreation Director for reappointment. She is eligible and wishes to serve. So back to you, Councilman Crear.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I will make a motion to approve item 24.
Thank you very much. This motion, please vote and please post. And that motion carries. Thank you. We're on to 25, discussion for possible action regarding the appointment of the following nominee to the Board of Directors of CLV Strong Start Academy Elementary Schools, Inc. Tari Smethurst, YDSI Director Designee, to a 2-year term ending October 2nd, 2026. Dr. Malich is requesting the appointment of Ms. Smethurst. So I move to approve that appointment. So would you please vote, and I make that a motion? And please post. And that motion carries. We'll move to Agenda 26, recommending committee bills eligible for adoption at this meeting. Bill number 2024-27. Councilwoman Seaman, you chaired the September 16th recommending committee meeting. Would you like to have the bill read?
I would. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Bill number
I
20
would. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you.
Bill number 2024-27, an ordinance to amend LVMC Section 10.4.10 to update the boundaries of the order out corridor, regarding which a court may impose an order to stay out of the corridor as a condition of a suspended sentence or deferred adjudication of a criminal offense, and to provide for other related matters.
Thank you. Would you like to make the motion then, too?
Yes, I would, Madam Mayor. I move to approve Bill 2024-27.
Thank you very much. This motion, please vote and please post. And that motion carries. Thank you very much. And we'll move on to Agenda Item 27, recommending committee bills eligible for adoption at a later meeting. Items number 27 through 30, bills number 2023-28 through 2024-29 through 31 will be heard at a later meeting. And so we will now move on to new bills. Items 31 through 37, bills number 224-32 through 38 will be heard at recommending committee meeting Monday, October 14th, 2024. City Attorney, please read the new bills.
Yes, ma'am. Bill number 2024-32, an ordinance relating to the keeping and sale of animals, amending various provisions of LVMC Title VII to limit to 4 the number of guinea pigs that may be kept at one location, limit the number of animals that can be sold by a pet shop or breeder to one person or household during a calendar year, establish corresponding documentation and compliance compliance requirements, update penalty provisions pertaining to the keeping and sale of animals, and provide for other related matters. Bill number 2024-33, an ordinance to amend LVMC Section 7.44.40 and 7.44.60 to increase the penalty for animal abandonment to $1,000 and providing for other related matters. Bill number 2024-34, an ordinance to amend LVMC Section 2.44.20 to repeal the term limit provisions pertaining to members of the Planning Commission and provide for other related matters. Bill number 2024-35, an ordinance creating the City of Las Vegas, Nevada Special Improvement District number 818, Summerlin Village 27, ordering a street project, storm sewer project, sanitary sewer project, drainage project, and water project within the City of Las Vegas, Nevada, and providing other matters related thereto. Bill number 2024-36, an ordinance concerning the City of Las Vegas, Nevada Special Improvement District number 818, Summerlin Village 27, assessing the cost of local improvements against the assessable property benefited by the local improvements and providing other matters related thereto. Bill number 2024-37, an ordinance authorizing the issuance and sale by the City of its Special Improvement District number 818, Summerlin Village 27 Local Improvement Bonds, Series 2024, approving the form of certain documents with respect to such bonds, ratifying action taken by city officers toward the issuance of such bonds, and providing other matters related thereto. Bill number 2024-38, an ordinance creating the New Vegas Immersive Tourism Improvement District in the City of Las Vegas, Nevada, and providing other matters properly relating thereto.
Thank you very much. New bills 2024-32 through 38 are assigned to the October 14th, 2024 recommending committee members, Councilman Knutson and Councilwoman Polanski and Seaman. If any so designated are unable to attend, the clerk's office will coordinating finding substitutes as necessary. My direction, please.
Will do, thank
Thank you
you.
very much. Thank you. And we will move on to agenda item. Okay, item number 38, which I thought he just read, is on the consent agenda, considered to be routine and recommended for approval by the Department of Community Development. How can that be? He just read 38.
I apologize, Mayor. Luann Holmes, City Clerk, for the record. There's an error in the scripting. The items were items 31 through 37.
And 38. He did, Council, did you not read 38?
No.
A different 38.
Yeah, the bill numbers were very close to the agenda item numbers, so agenda item 37 was bill 38. That's why you probably heard that.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so it's recommended for approval by the Department of Community Development, so Mayor Pro Tem may have a motion to approve this consent agenda.
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you very much. This motion to approve the consent agenda, please vote and post. That motion carries. We'll move on to agenda item 3939A and B. 240064, abeyance item on the following land use entitlement project request on .26 acres southwest corner, Sunrise Avenue and 30th Street, M Industrial Zone, number 24-0064, VAR1, abeyance item to allow a 0-foot side yard setback where 10 feet is required, a proposed 9-foot tall solid front yard wall where 5 feet with 2-foot solid base is the maximum height allowed, and to allow a 9-foot tall perimeter wall where 8 feet is the maximum height allowed, and number 39B 240064 SDR1 abeyance item site development plan review for proposed 1-story 3,200 square foot warehouse and distribution center with waivers of the perimeter landscape buffer requirements, a waiver to allow proposed service bay doors to face public rights-of-way where such is not allowed, and a waiver to allow the proposed warehouse and distribution development to not be oriented to the corner and street fronts where such is required, and a waiver to allow proposed trash enclosure to be located towards the street front where such is not allowed. The owner applicant is Lord's Place LLC. The Planning Commission staff recommend denial on land use entitlement project. These are in Ward 3 with Councilwoman Diaz, and our public hearings, which I declare open. Is the applicant present? Or representative?
Good morning, Mayor and council members.
Good morning. And your name, please?
My name
And
is,
are you the owner or representative?
No, I'm the representative.
Okay, and your name, please?
Benjamin Torella with Design Land.
Okay. Why don't we first, let me go to planning first, and then we'll come back to you, then we'll have the public hearing. So
Thank
please.
you, Madam Mayor. Peter Lowenstein for the record. As evidenced by the requested variance, multiple waivers, and exceptions for parking lot landscaping, staff finds the proposed development will not be harmonious or compatible with the surrounding area. Staff is recommending denial of the site development plan review and the variance. If approved, condition number 4 of 24-0068-SDR1 shall be amended to reflect a building elevation date stamp of 9/23/24. Thank you.
Thank you. Were there any additional points from planning, knowing that they have also issued denial? Anything different? Okay.
No, Madam Mayor.
Thank you very much. Yes, sir, and if you'd like now to speak to your project?
Yes, I believe this, we have met with planning regarding this, and the owner was agreeing to certain ways to make this project viable with planning. One of the problem with this project is that the property is so small. So if we basing on all the required codes, like for example the trash enclosure, there's no more room to fit the requirements for the project because of the lot size is so small. Now, as far as the landscape, this was discussed also with planning, and I believe that planning was entertaining this, the design that we came up with, because again, there's not enough room for landscape. The required landscape setback, I believe, was 10 feet, and we were requesting a 1-foot setback, and in exchange, we're going to be putting planters on the wall, as the way we show it on this.
Right. I remember when you were before us before.
So this is the design that we came up with to at least get close to what the city requires. Other than that, it's very hard to have the business continue based on the requirements of planning.
Okay, thank you. This is a public hearing, and so are there any comments, anyone in the community or here right now who would like to make comment? Please come forward and state your name for the record.
Hello, my name is Sam, and I represent the owner, Lord's Place LLC.
Okay, do you want to make any comments, please?
As Ben was already stating, we've been working with the middle school across the street to allow them to have a place to, for their art program, to do a mural on the fence to help build some community camaraderie and help to bring the neighborhood up and promote just positivity and wellness.
Thank you very much. I do remember your coming before us. Any other public comments? Okay, let me close the public comment time. And any questions, comments here? Okay, Councilwoman Diaz, please.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And Sam, I want to thank you first and foremost for allowing us to hold your item in abeyance so that we could internally talk about all of the changes that hadn't gone through all the folks that needed to hear about them. So I did want to say thank you for holding your matter in abeyance and hearing it today. I did want to hear a little bit more about the coordination. I know you all went and spoke to the administration at Roy Martin Middle School, my alma mater, where I went to middle school. How did that conversation go, and how supportive are they of making sure the kids of the middle school are participating with that art? I heard an art class or a few art classes coming over and helping you all with the mural.
So the principal was very excited that we came to her with this concept. And she said once we obtain approval with the city, she will work with the art class director and put all the details together of exactly how that's going to work.
And do you know, I also want to ask, I know that the murals stay pretty solid for, maybe up to 4 to 5 years because of the intensity of the sun. They fade out. Would you be willing to make sure that the murals either are changed out or are redone so that the quality of the mural is taken care of long term?
We actually discussed maintenance of the murals or maybe an evolution of the murals with the principal, and she didn't seem to think that it would be a problem to keep them either maintained or to change them from time to time.
Okay, that's great to hear.
Could I ask
Yes,
a
go ahead,
question
Madam Mayor.
of that for
Yes.
you? Knowing the school district is cutting, are they able to stand behind it to assure that if in fact the school district says no, that you've achieved what you want?
So Sam, just for clarification, and the mayor's question is basically you'll be putting forth the materials for the paint and for the kids to do the murals, and the kids are just cooperating with the vision and the execution and participating maybe with another artist to complete the mural. Are we depicting that in an accurate way, that you'll be the one financially responsible for the mural to go up?
That is correct.
Okay. All right.
So can
So
that be a
the onus
condition?
for the materials is him, and the talent then would come from the school.
In perpetuity as long as
As long
they
as you
it.
own the property, yes, Sam?
That's correct.
Okay.
So can that be written in the condition?
Madam Mayor, so condition number 18 on the site development plan review addresses this. The second part of that condition reads, the applicant shall be responsible for its ongoing maintenance to ensure the mural and artificial vertical garden is in a state of good repair and maintenance. So the first part is just about the coordination with the middle school, and the second part's about maintenance.
Thank
All right,
you.
and then, Sam, we had further internal dialogue with the folks from our planning department. They are feeling, I guess, not 100% about the artificial greenery. So then I wanted to extend, because that would be an investment you would have to make, and if we're not seeing it as value added, I was thinking maybe just making the entirety of the walls murals, if that would be more amenable to you. What are your thoughts about just doing the entire walls murals instead of putting artificial greenery up?
Overall, that would probably be easier to maintain, because then we just have to focus on the maintenance of one subject matter instead of multiple.
So, Mr. Lowenstein, I think I would like the conditions then to just speak to murals being on the walls versus the artificial greenery, just to also give it some continuity. And I just think for upkeep's sake, that will probably be an easier task to just focus on mural upkeep and maintenance versus the greenery on one side and the mural on another.
All right, through you, Madam Mayor. So do you want something that says that there is no vertical garden, and then I can adjust the other condition to remove
Correct.
the language? So in that regard, I think we would add a condition in the site development plan review, which states that the vertical garden element of the wall elevations shall be prohibited, I guess, not allowed. And then we would amend condition number 18, this last sentence that reads, the applicant shall be responsible for its ongoing maintenance to ensure mural is in a state of good repair and maintenance.
Okay. Is that agreeable to you, Sam?
Yes.
Is there anything else I need to know from our planning staff in terms of conditions or anything else?
Through you, Madam Mayor, Councilwoman, I think you're good to go.
Okay. All right, well, any comments or questions from my colleagues before I move? All
I
right.
think they're good.
All right, thank you so much. I'm going to move to approve Agenda Item 39A and B with the stated conditions and amendments to those conditions.
Thank you. There is a motion. Please vote on 39, 39A and B, and post. So it was worth the wait and coming back a second time. It clears.
Congratulations,
Approved.
Sam. And
Good luck.
I forgot to mention the business, adjacent business community was very supportive of him. So thank you for also engaging the school and the future of, and just building community pride. That's what we want.
Thank you very much.
Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we'll move on to Agenda Item 40, 240313 SUP1, abeyance item, public hearing. Applicant owner Kimberly Ann Farkas for possible action land use entitlement project request for proposed community residence, including family community residence and transitional community residence use at 4229 Beth Avenue, R1, single-family residential zone, Ward 5, with Councilman Creer. Planning Commission recommends approve, and staff recommends denial. This is a public hearing, which I declare open, and I do see either the owners or representatives, but for the applicant. And
Good morning.
good morning.
Madam Mayor, City Council. Kimberly Farkas, owner.
Good.
Hi, good morning. Oliver Nidus.
How are you? Nice to see you both. Do you want to speak to this, please? Your plan here, what you're seeking to do?
So we are seeking a special use permit as we are 630 feet from the nearest community residence in the neighborhood, and the ordinance is 660 feet. We are planning an Alzheimer's, a 10-bed Alzheimer's facility to care for Alzheimer's patients in this home. The reason we bought the home was the layout is perfect for what we want to do. We have other homes in Clark County that are Alzheimer's care facilities, and this fits with our business plan. And we have already started renovating the inside, and the outside will be renovated as well. We had a meeting with Councilman Creer this week, explained to him that there will be no excess traffic. The house will always be an Alzheimer's facility and never a halfway house or anything of that sort. And am I missing anything?
No, I think that was the, someone was at the planning meeting.
You put the mic up, I can't hear you.
Can
Sorry. Someone was at the planning meeting in September, and their concern was that it could potentially become a halfway house, which I understand in the area there is a halfway house, and there has been issues in the past. So, you know, I went around the neighborhood this past week and spoke to some people, and I actually like to submit several signatures that I got in support of the project. But when I spoke to the people, I just wanted to assure them that, you know, this will be an Alzheimer home, a licensed Alzheimer home. I do currently own a home in Clark County. I'll put this up here. It's Paradise Park Place. We are a 10-bed facility as well, Medicaid approved. So our focus is for underprivileged people who wouldn't normally be able to afford these services. So they make probably less than $1,000 in Social Security. What this allows us to do is we can bill Medicaid and take care of these people in a home setting versus them just becoming institutionalized.
And how many other facilities do you have, and how long have you been in business?
My mother's been doing this for 20 years, so she has another home as well, close to the airport. So we have three. We'll have three in total.
Wonderful, thank you. Let's hear from planning if we could on this, seeing the issues, anything?
Thank you, Mayor. Seth Floyd for the record. The proposed community residence is, as the applicant indicated, just within the 660-foot distance separation requirement from an existing community residence located in the same residential neighborhood without any intervening obstacles, and therefore staff is not able to support the requested special use permit. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is a public hearing. Does anybody wish to make comment on agenda item 40? Seeing and hearing no one, I will close public hearing and turn this over unless any council members have questions, comments. No, please, Councilman Kerr.
Thank you. One, thank you for coming to see me and my team and explaining what you're looking to do. You guys seem like good people, good operators. I make a motion to approve item 40.
Thank you very much. This motion to approve agenda item 40. And your facility is so needed, as you well know.
Thank
And
you.
that motion carries. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to agenda item 41, report by Gail Lloyd-Likos, Acting Finance Director, regarding an overview of the operations and accomplishments of the Department of Finance for the fiscal year 2024, and this is in regard to all wards.
Oh, it is on.
There, it just
Yay, it's on.
magically came
It's
on for both
magically
of you.
coming on. Well, good morning, Madam Mayor, council members. I'm Susan Hultzley. I am the Chief Financial Officer, and I have the honor of introducing Gail Lloyd-Likos this morning. She's our Acting Director of Finance, and I've worked with Gail for 3 years. First as the manager over payroll and capital and our financial systems, and then she became our deputy director. So she's been with the city since, I believe, 2002. And Gail works extremely closely with everyone at the city, all of the different departments, and I'm very excited to have her as our acting director right now. So she is here to present to you on what the finance department has been up to for the last few years. So take it away, Gail.
Thank you for being with us, and I know while we may have seen you around, we don't see you as much out and about as some others. So welcome, and thank you for all you've been doing, and I love this look. It's great. Go.
Thank you. Good morning,
And
Mayor.
if you pull the microphone as close to you as you can. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, Mayor and Council. Gail Lloyd-Likos, Acting Finance Director for the record. Today I'm going to share with you an update on the Finance Department structure, what we do, what we've done, and our challenges and goals. The goal of the Finance Department is to provide financial, purchasing, and customer service to elected officials, the community, management, and employees of the City of Las Vegas, so they can be assured that their government operates using efficient, convenient, and fiscally responsible management practices. Finance supports the City Council priorities of public safety, healthcare, and economic diversification. We do that by ensuring our employees are compensated for their valuable services and in making timely vendor payments for their essential services and supplies. We also ensure that we're in compliance with Nevada revised statutes, the governmental accounting standards, and also federal grant rules. We collaborate with other departments, such as Economic and Urban Development, when assisting with incentive agreements, such as tax increment financing and tourism improvement districts. We work very closely with Public Works when managing various funding sources on all the capital projects. The finance organizational chart provides an overview of the department structure, divisions, and activities. In fiscal year 2024, we created a new division of project accounting due to the increase in grants and capital projects that have complex accounting, reporting requirements, and increased attention by the external auditors. In fiscal year 2024, the Harris Marion Park project was completed, and due to the project having SNPLMA funding, it required a meeting to review all the related expenditures. This was the first closeout of a SNPLMA project in quite a while, and the feedback was very positive without any findings. The flow of finance is a visual representation of the main activities, and above them is how the divisions contribute to those activities. Starting out, we bill, collect, track, and record of all the monies received that come into the city. This includes intergovernmental revenues, such as consolidated tax and property tax, billing over 200,000 sanitation customers quarterly, grant and interlocal reimbursements, franchise fees, to just name a few. Once the revenue is recorded, we then analyze, invest, and monitor the deposits. We also analyze other financial resources, such as bond issues, to fund major capital projects. We monitor the spending against the budget, so we can then prepare and guide the City Council and the city through the budget process to determine how the money will be spent. Purchasing goes into action working with departments on how to spend their budgets in the most cost-effective ways. While doing all these other activities, we are continually processing payroll for over 3,700 employees across 5 bargaining units with varied and complex rules of each agreement, with the additional complexity of Nevada PERS reporting requirements. We then accurately record and account for all of these transactions and ensure we are in compliance with the Government Accounting Standards Board. All of those key activities lead up to the deliverables required by Nevada revised statute. The annual comprehensive financial report shows where we have been in the past fiscal year. The report shows a comprehensive view of all the financial activities as well as a thorough external audit ensuring that we are in compliance. We recently reached out to the Government Finance Officers Association and found out that for fiscal year 2023, that it was our 46th consecutive year of the award for the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting. And of that, municipalities with a population greater than 300,000, there is only 12 cities that have more consecutive years.
Wow.
We prepared 2 budgets, one for the city and another one for the RDA. The final budget book shows what is projected in revenue and expenditures for the remaining of the year, and then what is proposed in the next fiscal year. The city's budget in brief is a condensed version with highlights of the fiscal year budget and other information about the city. The annual debt management policy outlines the guidelines and strategies the city uses to manage its debt, including debt limit, debt structure, and portfolio management. The monthly and quarterly investment report provides snapshots of our investment portfolio and performance over the period. It also includes the portfolio summary, investment policy compliance, and historical information. The 5-year capital improvement plan outlines the projected infrastructure improvements over the next 5 years. This plan is updated annually to reflect changing priorities and funding availability. We also contribute on the transparency for financial data. We have open data sets on budget, accounts payable check registers, and employee compensation. This slide shows what the department team wanted to highlight for fiscal year 2024 as in review. In accounting operations, we processed over 70,000 accounts payable invoices and made payments of $854 million. We also processed 4,000 accounts receivable bills for $163 million. We had a successful upgrade to the sewer billing system, and we processed in sewer billing over 21,000 manual changes to property ownership. In purchasing, they completed over 17,000 purchase orders and worth $418 million, 173 new contracts, and they participated in over 12 public outreach information sessions on how to do business with the city. In project accounting, there's 376 capital projects with expenditures of $289 million. The 5-year plan in capital improvements is $1.7 billion. They also processed 886 reimbursement requests for $113 million. We had 90 grants that required 406 submissions to granting agencies to be reimbursed for $90 million. In budget and treasury, we posted manually over 20,000 payments for $348 million, and they consolidate and roll up over 700 organizational units into 38 reporting funds for the budget. We also processed over $100 million in bond issues. In financial data and payroll, we processed over 96,000 time cards and paid employees over $300 million. We also processed 105 updates to various finance Excel models and on forms, and we did a successful implementation of some new testing software. The other interesting fact about finance is that our team is very diverse, and we're lucky enough to have employees that can actually support customers in Spanish, Cantonese, Tagalog, Russian, Indonesian, Malay, and Croatian.
Wow.
As we celebrate our achievements, we are aware that challenges are ahead. One of our obstacles have been in retaining, recruiting, and securing a full team with at least 2 years of tenure in finance. Currently, about 1/3 of our team has less than 2 years of experience in finance. With experience, we start to gain some efficiencies when producing our large deliverables and during the external financial audit. Even with staffing issues, we want to and we have to ensure that all our required reporting is delivered accurately and on time, as well as maintain our customer service standards and turnaround times. Rising costs are a challenge, as it is impacting everyone and everything. We are continually looking for ways to reduce cost and improve efficiencies and processes to minimize the effect. In purchasing, we have saved millions of dollars through solicitations, price analysis, and contract negotiations. For example, we saved $477,000 over the term of a contract on fire turnouts by switching to a mutual use contract. In striving for excellence in customer service, we also recently implemented an online payment process for industrial waste permits and innovation rent as examples, so that they can now pay online versus being in line or mailing us a check. We're always looking for ways to make things more convenient and accessible to our customer. And that was it. So thank you very much for the opportunity to share our information about finance with you all.
Well, you've done a wonderful job, obviously, and those awards and recognitions are overwhelmingly wonderful over these past years. And so how grand that you've given us this. I'm exhausted from it, trying to think of the job of each one of those people in each of those divisions of the office. I mean, it's huge responsibility. And then as you go forward with inflation and everything else that's occurring, to manage it and stay on top of it and keep it transparent so our tax-paying citizens can know the diligence with which you and your entire team work. And Susan, thank you so much. I mean, this is a great report, which I will now turn to council to see if, who are the mathematicians here that, right here, Daddy. And you'll go first this time. Let's see how good he is. I want you to pay strict attention, please.
I am not a mathematician at all. I'm a politician, and I love the microphone. I was just going to say it's very good to see you again. I believe we worked longer together than you've worked with Ms. Helpsey. It was back in the day, so I don't know if you remember me, but we spent a lot of time working together, and I appreciate everything you've done for the city. My comment was, is as much time as we spend appreciating public safety, and we are a very safe city, and we have amazing public safety personnel. But as far as priorities go, if we don't pay our public safety personnel, we don't have a safe city. So we are a city because of our finances, and I appreciate you and every member of your team, because if you don't get that right, nothing else works. So thank you for being diligent, always behind the scenes, and always making sure the city is as efficient as it possibly can be. And it's a whole bunch of people within finance, and it's a whole bunch of different divisions and specialties and people with very specific skill sets that I do not have. So I can talk on a microphone, but you guys make the microphones work. So thank you very much.
And his nose is not growing this time. I make sure, because I know about it. You came in 2002?
4, actually.
4.
2004.
And when were you on the other side of the dais?
2019, but from
when were you working?
2006 to 2014, but from 2008 to 2012, we worked on Oracle and OBIEE together. So we had a lot of interactions around payroll and making sure employees could enter in time codes into the time card system.
How proud of you.
I couldn't do it now.
Wonderful, of course not.
I can barely work a cell phone now.
And Councilwoman Diaz, please.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. My questions are more about the challenges and goals moving forward, and there's going to be a two-pronged question because I'm not in your department on a daily basis. I don't know how many staff you may be lacking currently, so one, I wanted to be educated because one of the challenges and goals you're looking to really address moving forward was retaining and recruiting and securing a full team. So I wanted to kind of get an idea as to what that meant so that then I could be knowledgeable about the need and be supportive of those positions. And because then I think it is interrelated with maintaining turnaround requests, right? So like if we're lacking staff to do the work, then the turnaround is going to be affected. So I'll go ahead and stop at that first question, and then I have a follow-up.
Through you, Madam Mayor. We have, our FTE is 73 in total. We currently have 6 vacant. And of that, just in total, we have 24 of our team that is less than 2 years. So we have 33% of our staff that we would consider relatively new. Because in the first year, the first time people are experiencing budget or external audit or those kind of big deliverables, they're just doing whatever they're instructed to do. They're not necessarily connecting the dots, and it's not really efficient because we're spending a lot of time training. So that's why our goal is with more than 2 years in the city, so we can get some efficiencies. On the flip side of that, about our team is we have 14% that have over 20 years of service, and we have 30% with over 10 years of service. So turnaround times we try to maintain, we actually meet and talk about, and we will divide and conquer. Finance does work beautifully as a team. The management team, we have great synergy. So if one area is lacking, we kind of come together and try to figure out how to maintain those deliverables.
Awesome. And then another one, I myself just recently went through the Smart Lab white belt training, and I think that that is so smart in making sure that we are identifying challenges that we have as a department and or entity or group, and then going through this training to then see, okay, we've been doing these things because that's how we were taught, but is that the most efficient use of our time? Is that the best operation to deploy? Is there something else that is needed? So I just wanted to, one, give kudos to the Smart Lab team for the awesome training they're deploying citywide and getting us to really think about how the flow of the work is conducted and the things that sometimes we're trained, but it's not necessarily the best and highest use of our time. So one, I wanted to just say, if you guys regularly go to these type of trainings, to just identify some operational efficiencies that can be adopted to then make everyone's job better. Like the better your workflow, the better you're gonna feel, because you're gonna feel accomplished. And it's not about, you know, saying we don't need any more staff. It's more about, can we turn around the turnaround time in a significant way. So just wanted to kind of lean in and engage if you guys go to these type of trainings regularly.
We have had a couple of staff that have gone through, and purchasing has actually redone the purchasing closeout process, and they got a team of the quarter for doing that process through that. The challenge is getting people involved in the process. They're new, so they don't even necessarily know, so we're kind of in a quandary of, but we do it on a regular basis on everything that we do. We actually really focus, and we even reach out to other departments. So we reach out to neighborhood services, and we're working with them on how we can help them with their process with us. So we're constantly doing that. It's just been a lot harder than it used to be, just with so many new people.
I just highly recommend and encourage, because I think even as you have experienced people thinking with the newer ones, they can always be learning from the most senior department members and kind of picking up what they're saying, what they're thinking, and just kind of getting, because it is like shifting how you think about processes and like, how can I get this done more efficiently, better use of my time. And I think just exposing anyone to that type of mindset is helpful to any department. So thank you so much, and upward and onward to keep us making sure we're in the black, because that's what we want to be. We want to be in the black, never in the red.
And so do we.
Thank you, and this is a wonderful report. I hope you're out, or part of your communication into the city and the high schools, into the math departments. There's so many young people that have such a gift in this subject. I am like Mayor Pro Tem, and math is not what I would even call passable, but it's so important because these young people have no idea of the opportunities that are available to them, and thinking about a career and how you got to where you are and what your background was, and were you somebody who was inspired by a particular teacher. Our children in this community need inspiration and focus, and begin thinking of what makes me tick, what am I excited about. And so if you go into the high schools in particular in the city and offer some type of, this is how you do it, and this is how you find out when you have that. And certainly the department chairs in the city high schools in math should know. So thank you very much for your report. It was enlightening.
Thank you.
But you don't sleep much, I'm sure. You're thinking numbers and dreaming numbers. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And we will now have a report by Dina Babsky, Acting Economic Urban Development EUD Director, regarding economic development projects and initiatives being undertaken in the city of Las Vegas. And listening to Mr. Ruvo this morning, I hope you zeroed in on what's going to be announced on the 21st and make sure it's here.
Yes, very
So,
exciting.
good morning again.
Good morning, Dina Babsky, Acting Director, Economic and Urban Development. I guess I'll introduce myself, Mike. Anyway, I wanted to take an opportunity today to highlight our department. I know I meet with all of you regularly and talk about projects, but I also wanted to make sure that you fully are aware of everything that's going on in the Department of Economic and Urban Development, because it's not just the projects in Symphony Park or the Arts District, it's actually a lot more. And so I'd like to take a little bit of your time today to go over that. So the department is structured in 4 different divisions. We have the parking services, led by Maria Tamayo Soto. Our redevelopment agency is overseen by Tracy Reich. Business development is overseen by Tammy Christensen, and the administrative division is overseen by our administrative officer, Kelly Swanson, whom we borrowed from finance. So thank you, finance. Moving forward, I'd also like to highlight that we have a total of 114 employees in the department. 91 of them are actually in parking services and 23 in the economic development division side of it. And on the parking side, a lot of the employees are part-time, I think 42 total, that service our special events, and I'll go into that a little bit in more detail. So I've been with the city for 7 years, and I also felt like nobody really ever knew that parking services was part of the Department of Economic and Urban Development. And so that's why I wanted to take this opportunity today to start with them and highlight all of the great work that they're doing for the city. So our Parktastic team consists of 91 employees, and as I mentioned, 42 of them are part-time, servicing special events. So it also has 3 different divisions. Our enforcement division, which are the ladies and gentlemen who drive around in beautiful cars and make sure that everybody's parked safely in the right spots. They respond to citizens' complaints, whether it's through Infor or sometimes they come through your offices. So they go out around the city and address those items. They also maintain our parking garages, which some of them are pretty aged and require a lot of work. So we're very proud of the work that they're doing there. Now, to go out and write all the citations and make sure everything's right, we need to have a back office team that's going to be able to process all of that stuff, as well as provide excellent customer service, for which we're known for. As you can see, the administrative and support team consists of 12 different staff, and they are essentially answering phone calls, providing, answering emails, creating reports and whatnot, and also taking care of all of the citations that come from the enforcement team. As I mentioned a couple of times already, I'm sorry, let me go back. The special events parking team is very important because we have so many events, especially in downtown, that require hundreds of spaces of parking. And a lot of times, like say at the Smith Center, we're talking about 1,200 spaces that required. And so to have a team that's out there and helping people get through the garage in an orderly manner is very important. And they're very talented, they're very responsive to customer needs, and we're very proud of them. Another item that actually I was surprised to see in this bottom box there, it says that we actually validated 61,000 validations. And those are the things that when people come to City Hall for City Hall meetings or whatnot, they get a little sticker to get free parking. So 61,000, that's a big amount. So I was very impressed to see that number. Again, real quickly, parking in numbers. Total, our parking services division manages over 14,000 spaces. Primarily, of course, a lot of them are in the downtown area, but you can see here that we have surface lots, we have garages, we have on-street meter spaces, and the way surface lots work, essentially these private property owners come to us and they ask us for, if we would partner with them and get their service lot striped and we can enforce it so they can get a bit of money out of it until they're ready to develop the property. At the same time, we provide the additional parking spaces in the Arts District and the downtown area. exciting project that the parking services team was involved in most recently and almost done with it is the expansion of our city parkway garage, which is in Symphony Park. If you probably recall seeing, they added 3 additional floors, which is equal about to 400 additional spaces. The garage and the 3 additional floors and the walkway, the vehicular bridge, will be open at the end of this month. So that's going to provide additional parking, and total number of parking spaces in Symphony Park now is up to almost 1,750, which is impressive, and the Smith Center is very happy. All right, we have another garage in the works. It is in the Arts District on 201 East Utah, so that's south of Charleston. That garage is going to go under construction in June of 2025. It's going to sit on 5 acres and provide about 500 additional spaces in parking. And hopefully the construction will be commenced in about 12 months or so. This garage is very important because from what we've heard from the development community just last week is that it's going to provide that parking that is currently being provided by the surface lots. So as soon as that garage is up, those lots are actually going to be ready to start getting redeveloped and going up. So excited for that. Moving on into our administrative division. A lot of times, you know, the back of the house were...
Ms. Babsky, I'm wondering, before you move on, 3 things, and I don't know, but just to communicate the issues. Has the city ever offered monthly parking passes? Do we already do that at a discount? That's one. You don't have to answer me, but I want to make sure that I get that out there. Number 2, do we have emergency call buttons in the garages, in locations, maybe by elevators? That's number to look at that. And then solar paneling on rooftops of every garage to save on the energy and make sure that our lighting, bright lighting, is in every garage, and that somebody picks up that responsibility to make an assessment. I think our parking, and kudos to those now the part of the team, but Brandy Stanley, when she started in, I think, 2011, a remarkable job. And with all this underway, I just didn't want to fail to get the information to you, because I think those are critical things for people to be able to have that extra lighting. There needs to be it, and how do you power it? If you put solar on the top, maybe we can go ahead and make some arrangement. So enough, please continue on.
Yes, Mayor, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll make sure
Sorry.
to address that. The Administrative Services Division, which is part of the EUD, of the Economic Development side of EUD, again, led by Kelly Swanson, our admin officer. That division is responsible for things that are related to budget, to personnel, to grants administration, different compliance requirements that our department has, of which we have a lot, from state to federal to local, and the city policies, obviously. So that division is, you know, a very important one to be sure that we are kept in the constraints of law, essentially. So just to highlight a couple of grants that the division has been managing successfully, the $1.6 million from the EDA to support the redevelopment on Jackson Avenue, and that grant is to essentially for education and outreach of the property owners on Jackson Avenue, and to teach them how to go through the development process so that they get to the point where, you know, development can start happening. They have now, it's performing, you know, above expectations, because they are now, the main property owners on Jackson Avenue have formed an alliance, and they have gone to the Main Street Conference and learned, you know, how that strategic development plan can help them get the whole avenue redone. Okay. And so we're working closely with them on the next steps to develop that strategic plan. The ARPA money, of course, you know, you have been hearing for probably a couple of years now about the ARPA grants, but the team has successfully managed almost $6 million in small business support grants, and that's everything from the security grants that have been so popular. We have the MBE certifications, right, where they can attain the minority-owned business certifications. Also, a lot of money went to the chambers. You know, this morning, Chamber of Commerce was one of the recipients. They helped provide, you know, they helped provide funding for their foundation that does the Las Vegas Leadership Academy. And then, of course, I'd like to mention our most recent grant is the $2 million EPA specifically to continue mitigation in Symphony Park of the remaining parcels so we can start that development. Another area that Administrative Division is very intimately involved in is the New Markets Tax Credit Program. It was established back in 2012, and we have a city associated agency called Las Vegas Community Investment Corporation that our department oversees. And so with that, this year was very important because we had 4 different projects that exited. And by that I mean that their 7-year term has ended and their loans have now become forgivable. So, and those are very important community projects that we have been working with for the last 7 years: the Blind Center, the library, Futura Academy, of course, the expansion of the Mob Museum. And I'd really like to mention one very exciting news. Just last week, we found out that this year's allocation to LVCIC is going to be $60 million in new market tax credits.
Excellent.
Thank you, Mayor. This is the largest allocation we have ever received since we started in 2012. And this is the first one since 2018. So there was a period of time where, unfortunately, we were not awarded any funding. So we're very proud of it. We're starting to build a pipeline of projects where this money is going to go to. Our Business Development Division focuses on business expansion, retention, and attraction. And so one thing that I guess is important to highlight, all of the municipalities around us, they have land, they have assets where they can attract, advanced manufacturing, warehouses and whatnot. For us, it's different. We don't have those assets, so we really have to focus on what we do have. Downtown office, potential reuse of other facilities that we have. And so with that in mind, the team developed 5 main focus areas or industries that they'd like to focus on. Of course, healthcare has been on the radar for a long time. High-tech, sports, film media is becoming prominent with all of the talk about Hollywood 2.0. We want to be sure we are on the forefront of that. And then continue working with hospitality. The business development team works very closely with the regional partners, whether it's municipalities or the collaboration of those, such as the Las Vegas Global Economic Alliance, GoEd, DVA, and it's through those partnerships that we're able to participate in initiatives such as Locate that happened during Super Bowl, where we invited the CEOs from different companies and showed them all of the things what Vegas is not known for but should be known for. And so we continue those types of efforts after all other conferences that are in town, maybe not at the extent of Locate, not 3 days and anything that fancy, like a helicopter ride. Thank you, Councilwoman Polensky. But essentially, same type of approach. Let's show them what they don't know about Vegas. So that team is very busy trying to sell the city, which is what their job is. Continuing with Business Development Division, they also provide small business support. Day in, day out, I see the team just, answering phone calls from small business owners, getting complaints from anything. My AC has been stolen for the 3rd time this month, to how do I get, a business license, and do you have any money to help me start my business? So all of those things that team is kind of, addressing and trying to get our business community up, promoted and get them to downtown and other wards, obviously, as well. Another area that the business development team is very deeply involved in is the support of the individual districts within downtown. So say the Las Vegas Medical District, we have we have a special initiative assigned to that where the person who leads that initiative, they work specifically with the different committees within the medical district, from like the committee that starts, the legislative conversations where they brainstorm on what's to bring forward in the next legislative session, to a committee where all of the stakeholders, the main stakeholders in the medical district, come together, learn about all of the work the city is doing in it, all of the concerns that we want to hear from them. So a lot of outreach is happening there to really start forming that community in the medical district. Another thing that they are doing in the medical district currently is the business improvement district, just like in the arts district. I think I've said the word district like 90 times in the last 10 minutes. So with that said, obviously you all are familiar with what that is, but just to highlight is essentially where the property owners come together, agree to form, I guess, a coalition or union where they would be willing to potentially get some resources out so they can get additional security, resources and whatnot. And so our team is working with those property owners to kind of gauge that interest and see if they'd like that formed.
And could I ask you there, in addition, what are you doing with the Kirk-Kerkorian School of Medicine through the university? Are they taking more land and expanding, or what's happening with the Kerkorian?
Well, they're actually part of all of those committees that I just mentioned, you know, so they come to the table often and we have conversations with them on their plans. We were very deeply involved with them or intimately involved with them during their plans to develop the public health lab and the ambulatory care center. So some of the things didn't pan out, but we are in constant communication and we're making sure that we're aligned with everything that they're doing. They're a big part of it, yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure, because I remember Councilwoman Tarkanian so very involved in those initial years and those conversations for the expansion. And if they're coming, or different adjunct pieces of the medical school are going to other areas in southern Nevada.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's important.
Ms. Babsky, just to comment on that, most of the UNLV clinics have relocated to the Northwest Medical District. And so that's where you're going to see a concentration of UNLV still within the city of Las Vegas, still within the medical district. We have a concentration in the downtown medical district and in the Northwest Medical District.
Okay.
And ongoing conversations, lots of issues and challenges and lawyers involved. But the city's been a very good partner. UNLV's been a partner. NHBC's been a partner. We're all trying to figure it out.
I know, and to me, it's just so important because UNLV has purchased land everywhere, and as BLM land becomes more available and freed up, we want to make sure that by UMC and where that core of the University Medical District is and our Las Vegas Medical District, that we make sure you're involved in everything. I know you are.
We'll be sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Another example of what we're doing, or some of the initiatives in the Arts District, is earlier this year, Art Space, which is a nonprofit that provides affordable housing for the artists and maker space, as well as studio and exhibit space. They did a feasibility study in the Arts District, you know, whether that's needed or possible, and the result was yes, we really need affordable housing for the artists in the Arts District because I mean, they are getting priced out, right, of the Arts District, and so we really want them to stay, and that's one of our main initiatives is to do that. So we're partnering, or plan to partner with ArtSpace in the future to actually go into development of such affordable housing space for them where they can work and live and play. And we're currently working with one of the property owners on South Las Vegas Boulevard to acquire a property, which then ArtSpace could, essentially use for what they need to get that developed. All right, last but not least, our redevelopment agency, led by Tracy Reich. I left it for the last because I know you all love pictures. So. All right, let's move on. The redevelopment agency, as you all know, is here, to essentially help eliminate blight and essentially, provide incentives for construction in the urban core and redevelop the areas that need help. And so we just did recently some calculations, and for every private investment of $6, the redevelopment agency has invested $1 to match that. So it's a great number to be proud of, that the redevelopment agency is here for what it should be here for, and we're doing the work. For Symphony Park, a couple of updates. The Southern Land Tower that's going up there and changing the skyline of downtown is already visible from all parts of town, and super exciting. That's a 20-story for-rent apartments, and that should be open.
Cabela and Brea.
Yes, Cabela, Brea, to match their ORIC. So ABC, I guess, so we can all remember. But yes, Cabela is slated to be finished probably late 2025. They will have some retail space there as well, but the sister building there, the 5-story, which will have 275 apartments for rent, and a garage that's inside that wraparound building, that's going to open fall 2025. They just actually recently had the topping off, I think a couple of weeks ago. I went to visit, so that was very exciting as well. The hotel, long-awaited hotel, Jackson Shaw AC by Marriott and Element by Westin, is a dual-brand hotel. which will have a 400 rooms essentially, and we're hoping to have that completed in fall 2025 as well. So all of these three beauties are going to open all at once, I think. I hope. Okay, another exciting development in Symphony Park on the largest really remaining parcel besides, PQ is the parcel E. That one is the Red Ridge Development's Origin, which is essentially a village inside a village, is how we look at it. It's currently in permitting, and we're hoping that they break ground probably December of this year. That will deliver a 30-story cello tower, and that's going to be condos for sale. And then they also will have, within the village, some apartments for rent as well. One of the most exciting things about this project is the 400,000 square feet of grocery store space, and the developer plans to announce who that is, who this grocer is, at the time when essentially they break ground, so hopefully in November, December of this year. Very exciting for them. And for us, really, to go get some groceries at lunchtime.
Finally.
Yeah. All right, moving on in Symphony Park, the most recent announcement and very exciting one is the 90,000 square foot Museum of Art, of which Miss Elaine Wynn is one of the largest donors. That was announced back in September. We went into the DDA with them at your approval, hoping to break ground on that museum in 2026 in December and have it done in a couple of years. They're currently doing major fundraising campaign, and so we will hear from them more in terms of, what their timeline is. If it, hopefully they can move it up. But the architect that they have now leading this project is world-renowned Francis Curie out of Germany, and so it's going to be another staple in Symphony Park. Very exciting. And then to finish out the presentation, I know I'm standing here between you and lunch. I'd like to highlight the Shared Historic West Side project because it is so exciting and unique because it's the largest private investment in that area in 70 years. The city is a big partner in this project. It will deliver over 100 units of workforce apartments, some additional retail space, and also a very exciting component, the market hall. That market hall essentially will host, potentially startup restaurants that want to get their feet wet in restaurant business and see, how the city can support that economic development initiative. They will hopefully be done in the next 12 to 18 months, and then we'll have a very nice ribbon cutting. So this ends my presentation. I'm open to any questions.
Beautifully done. I mean, you're knowledgeable, you're enthusiastic, you're out there all the time. I think you've done a great job, and big shoes and a big hole to fill there, but you have done in the respect. Oh, wow.
I forgot about the district.
Wow.
I forgot one last slide, if you allow me the time. All right, and this one should be fast and quick, and that's because you just recently approved both of these. The New Vegas Immersive District, which is what we refer internally to as Area 15 second phase.
Right.
That sits right north of the current Area 15, and we are in our final stages to get the ordinance finalized at the next council meeting. And essentially that will create the tourism improvement district that will help them get some of the utilities redone because the infrastructure is so old, get some public parking garages in place to support this huge development, which will include the Universal Horror experience that's going up now, over 280 square feet of retail, hotel, housing, everything that you can imagine on 35 acres. So that's one. And then another TID that's coming on board, we just started the process now, is the one in the Arts District. And that one is going to be anchored by the Evel Knievel Museum that is slated to go into the old Mission Linen Building. Again, we're just now starting the process and doing the preponderance study. And when all said is done, and if approved, then that essentially will be the anchor for the district, which will then invite other merchants to come in and start, developing about 46% of what is currently unoccupied or underdeveloped in the area. So now I'm done.
Well done, well done. So
Sorry.
any comment, question? Yes, right here, please.
Thank you, Mayor, and thanks, Ms. Babsky, for the presentation. I just wanted to comment real quickly on my appreciation for your team in the medical district. I realize it's kind of a stretch from anything we've done in the past, but I think it's incredibly important, especially as we talk about the biohealth and biotech. And we do have partners in the medical district that are actively looking for leadership from the city, and so I'm really appreciative of that. In so much as the National Institute of Health, they're going to be here in a couple of weeks, because they've been reaching out to me in particular and to representatives at the LVGA because they're looking to invest money into Las Vegas. They're just looking for a place to invest it. So it's a stretch for the city to be involved in healthcare. It's definitely a stretch around biohealth and biotechnology, but I think it's an investment worth making, so I appreciate that. The second question, and this is a request, I think, but I don't know how to say it right, is on the DC flyover fly-in with the chamber. Myself and Ms. Paskey and Mr. Floyd had really good conversations with our federal delegation, and we all kind of brainstormed the concept of the Charleston corridor, looking at it from not just a transit perspective, but looking at it from an EDA perspective, a HUD perspective, a DOT perspective, so transportation, housing, economic development. In those conversations, we talked about the need for infill development. So I realize that's more of a planning, zoning issue, but I think that there's probably room for your department to kind of jump in and be part of those conversations. I just don't know how. And so infill development as it relates to soliciting federal funding and more development along the Charleston Corridor, which would span Ward 3, Ward 1, and Ward 2, I think is a healthy conversation to have, and I don't know what the next steps would be.
Thank you. And the International Innovation Center, at your next report or whatever, to hear how that's growing and what we're doing to try and bring an expansion there as well.
Absolutely.
So-
We will be sure to report on that, Mayor.
Great report. Yes? So we thank you. A report, did you want to? Yes, please.
I know, Ms.
Councilwoman.
Babsky, thank you for the enlightening report. It shows us how small but mighty our EUD team is here in the city and how much we're accomplishing in very little time. A lot of these projects that are coming forward and are about to be built or are in the process of being built, I've seen while I've been here for 5 years, right? So super pleased that the city is gaining so much momentum and so much investment is being made in our city. But I know that your staff has been sometimes also not fully staffed. You still have some openings, vacancies. So I just kind of want to, just like the finance team, I kind of wanted to wrap my head around how many folks are we lacking currently to fully support the work that you all do, because you guys are truly important to our everyday economic and urban development diversification efforts.
Yes, Mayor. Through you, Mayor. Councilman, we have currently 3 vacancies on the economic development side. 2 of them are due to internal promotions, and 1 is a backfill to a retirement that happened in June. So 3 on that side, and I mean, I think we may have 1 or 2 on the enforcement side, but they're pretty much staffed right now.
Okay, so maybe approximately 5.
Oh, percentage?
No, 5, maybe 5 positions potentially that impact your work that you guys
Yes.
are. Okay, all right, that's the only question. Thank you so much. Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Thank you, yes, and Councilman Creer.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I can tell you that, share sentiments with Councilwoman Diaz. You know, when I got in office and 6.5 years ago, there was not a lot of conversation, I think, between Ward 5 and EUD, from my understanding. I know that some of our legislators who represent the historic West Side and represented Ward 5 were sort of, you know, where is EUD? What's going on? What are they doing? They don't reinvest back in our community. And I can tell you that we have been lock and step along the way since I first got in office. We have made a tremendous contribution into the entire Ward 5, which includes historic West Side, which includes Symphony Park, which includes downtown Las Vegas. And so I just applaud you and your team for being engaging, for being creative and finding ways to support industry and business that is very needed in the inner core of the city as well within the RDA. So kudos to you and the entire team. Great job, and more to come.
Thank you.
And kudos to you, because the 100-year plan in action, you moved it. and you've been out there as the biggest advocate. You have made changes that in 60 years has not happened, and it's been what you've done in your devotion and planning in that appointment, but being elected city council, remarkable. Your heart shows well. So thank you very much. We can't wait for your next one next week.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. It keeps moving. Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. And team, and fans. Beautiful. Okay, we're on to agenda item 43. My goodness, at 11:37. I'm asking the city clerk to set public hearing dates and appeals from the city planning commission meetings, dangerous building or nuisance litter abatement. Please.
Will do, thank you.
Thank you very much. And this is our second and final citizen participation. And, oh, we do have a card here, too. This citizen participation public comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters within our jurisdiction. No subject may be acted upon by the city council unless the subject is on the agenda or is scheduled for action. If you wish to be heard, please come to the podium, give your name for the record. The amount of discussion on any single subject, as well as the amount of time any single speaker is allowed, may be limited. It is your opportunity to address council, but they will not respond and engage in dialogue. So, hello.
Should I button my jacket?
You didn't have to put up with him, so no, you're fine.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Daniel Brasted, BRA.
Why is your phone, your mic, oh, you're not near your mic. That helps. Thank you.
Madam Mayor, Daniel Brasted, BRAISTED. I've got several items to cover. I want to acknowledge that these flowers, they used to be out blocking the security guards, so it's good to have them come in. The security guards should be sitting on captain's chairs, not sitting on a low chair. CES tickets, if you're an alumni, you have till October 9th to reorder for free. Alumni tickets are $140. I asked that the city offer some small grants that individuals that would never go to CES can go and see something new and bring it back. Okay, I'd like to mention that we did take care of the plants in front of this spring reserve, and this is going south on Valley View. This is going north on Valley View. There's a spring preserve behind that plant there, right there, and you can't see it. So I hope that somebody will do some chopping on landscape there. Thank you for fixing this fence. This fence is now up, and it looks really good. In that area are two of these units in that same Zappos area that have been there for months, and they're ugly, and somebody needs to see it besides me, because I'm the one that was accused of hating the city. This is a small item, but this part of pavement here, it wasn't properly paved. And I don't think you allow anybody to cut a channel in your streets without them being properly contracted and taught. So that person should never have been paid to do that crappy work there. This is going to the parking garage. You have one bulb on, and these others are out. I believe this is all solar powered. But the one item I want to spend some time on is this sign here. As you walk towards the parking garage, this sign is here. Now, that's not useful. I don't care what people say. The problem is, it's not the sign. The problem is that your employees are disengaged. Grant Cardone says that's the worst thing for a business, a marriage, anything, is that the people become disengaged. They don't see this. They aren't told to see it. It should be in the job description, item 8 or 9, that your job is to see what's wrong with going on in the city. Now this should be replaced by a large sign that says walk through here, pay for your parking ticket, go all the way through to the other parking garage. But something's wrong with this city that your employees aren't looking for. Now, if it's outside of their employee time and the union says they can, I understand that. But they're going back and forth at different times. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. And anyone else? And we have a card from Michael Miatovich. Oh, welcome back.
Hello, City Council, Michael Mijatovic for the record. All right, so it's good to see all of you. So I come forward to really talk about, again, what I feel is so important that isn't really being addressed so much all throughout society, and I feel that it's time that us as people really start coming into this awareness, which is real understanding, because the flesh, the ego, it's a lie. It's made to seem so real, especially with it being seemingly so much in control of what we do in life and what we deal with. And it is important that we understand that we can't just act as if it doesn't exist by saying the spirit, or who I say are who God is, as being all that's real, so then the ego has nothing to it being real at all. I mean, that is true, but we still have all these different problems throughout society and the world, many different challenges, from violence to homelessness to all sorts of crises, and it's about recognizing that it is important that we don't forget about this, act as if it's not real and it's not going on, but we realize that in order to attune ourselves as beings into what is real, which is the Holy Spirit, which is our one true home from which we all come from. And that's where all spiritual understanding originates from, because that is the spirit of truth. And it's about recognizing that we need to align ourselves with this divine principle of our higher soul selves, our higher mind, our higher heart, our higher crown chakra, and our higher chakras as we would be in a higher, more developed state of divine being, and not focused on the ego, on the flesh, because that's all just distracting us away from what is important. And then in this life, we create so many challenges and problems all around the world about the ego just having being too big and too much of a distraction, just nuisanceable to be dealt with, and that we just we have to accept it rather complacently and not move on to something better. But I feel that's the wrong message to be delivered. I believe that we can address these problems that the ego forces us as people really to deal with, and we can still work towards understanding our true divine nature as our real soul selves, and understanding a better connection with the spirit, with the light of truth, with our one true God, and understanding these concepts as being so powerful and prevalent, and that we need to really come into a better recognizing of this and bring ourselves into what is so important. So I thank you. Have a good one. Peace.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And anyone else, please come forward, state your name for the record.
Hello, how are you doing?
Good morning.
Good morning, Grand Rising. My name is Madeline Rhodes, and I've been the resident council president since 2019 to 2023, effectively ending in August of 2023. But today I'm coming to you on behalf of residents of Marble Manor, as well as Marble Manor residents in the 89106 and stakeholders, and those alike. I've come to them on multiple occasions, April 5th, 2023, letting them know the violations that are happening, federally happening, which should be an actual objective oversight to make sure that these things, our policy procedures are following through. But at this moment, I have been displaced as a person, a single mother of 4 children. I have an emotional support animal, as well as I have a live-in aide. All of these people have been displaced due to the disenfranchisement of information, as well as the neglect of the Housing Authority and intentional neglect of the Housing Authority while violating federal policies while receiving federal funds. So I'm coming to you guys, as I come to Councilwoman Diaz, I've come to Mayor Goodman and sent you an email. I've sent you an email correspondence, Councilman Career, as well as Councilwoman Seaman. I've contacted all of the staff and executive staff about these disenfranchisements and these behaviors that are in actual conflict of your state statutes, Nevada state statutes, as well as the federal state statutes that have displaced families and continue to displace families. There was a documentary that was put out in December 2023 in which Councilman Cedric Creer was part of that, in which that talks about the displacement of Marble Manor residents that received a $50 million grant in this development. And so right now, I'm letting you know that we are actually putting in a petition to immediately halt, the stop, and the involvement of the city in the redevelopment of Marble Manor, as it is actively displacing multiple residents, emotional support animals that have been approved by ADA, which is a federal regulation, and you guys are disregarding that. I look forward to having an active communication, and I will be available after this meeting to make sure that we come to a consensus of conversation to make sure this does not continue amongst our community. There's been a documentary put out, and therefore, and also, there's another documentary that's going forward, and we would like to make sure we put a head in front of this situation and stop this intentional disenfranchisement, this intentional destabilization, and this intentional disenfranchisement and disregard to federal regulations that supersede state law. Thank you so much. My name is Madeline Rose. You can contact me at 702-980-9140, and my email is justice4nvresidents@nv.gov. Excuse me, at gmail.com. But I look forward to talking to you expeditiously. My email, my phone number, again, like I said, is 702-980-9140. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. And anyone else, please come on down, state your name for the record.
Good afternoon, Madam Mayor and the rest of the City Council. I'm Catherine Duncan, and I'm here also to express some concerns about not just Marble Manor, but for the entire historic West Side. The Redevelopment Agency gave us a very inspiring report today. That agency, when it was created in 1986, was created because of the conditions in the historic West Side. Now, every area of Las Vegas has benefited from the agency except the part of town that it was created for. So this is very concerning and disconcerting. So while the shared historic West Side project looks very nice, but by itself in the current environment will not sustain itself, and we all know that. So we're encouraging the Economic and Urban Development Department to join with us as we make initiatives to redevelop our own neighborhood. Now, you didn't notice a historic West Side district on the map. There was an arts district, there was a medical district, but there was no historic West Side district. That's very concerning because we hold the city's history. Las Vegas was born in the historic West Side. Right now, we're working with the UNLV Tourism Igniter program, seeking ways to create a new tourism destination in Las Vegas, because we hold the city's history, its entertainment. The historic West Side is going to be so exciting if we can follow the same, if we can all come together to create this tourism destination. But we need people working together. Transportation needs to be brought into this. Environmental protection needs to be brought into this. We have a choice neighborhood initiative in Las Vegas. We've got a choice neighborhood initiative in North Las Vegas. We have got to bring these two cities together because the West Side is not just in Las Vegas, it's also in North Las Vegas. So until our two municipalities come together, the historic West Side will always be discombobulated. We have so much vacant land on the historic West Side. You know why? Because of fires. Every building on the historic West Side that we've had that had any kind of industry has been burned down. There's an energy that still exists in our society that wants to keep our people subjugated and down. But we believe that now, if we intentionally, purposefully say we're not going to be segregated anymore, we're going to integrate our community purposely, I believe we can work together holistically and not have Marble Manor residents being evicted when HUD has just put $50 million into the Housing Authority to relocate the residents nicely. The Jackson Avenue development is ripe. Let's come together and work together so that we can be a place for tourists would want to come instead of all of this fighting.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor.
And anyone else, please come forward. Okay, I'm going to close our second citizen participation, and we are going on to emerging issues. I am going to reopen citizen participation. Your name, please, for the record. Make sure the microphone's on. Thank you. It's on.
Hi, my name is Darlene Day, and there's a couple of things that I would like to express. So in the Historic West Side, I work with Catherine Duncan, and we are putting a project together called the Kingdom Project. And like she was talking about, working together, our hope is that we can take people from the West Side, everybody has hopes, dreams, desires, and really want to contribute to bringing tourism and creating an environment of tourism in that area. And we definitely want to work with the city in order to be able to involve people so they can be the people who can help build the city, help live in the city, and make the city greater, especially in the Historic West Side. And residents in the, what is it called? Marble Manor, displaced because of ADA compliance violations, housing evacuations, city violations, federal court violations, state policy violations, which must have been immediately corrected, rectified, and reversed. So thank you for your time. Thank you for opening it back up for me.
Okay,
Have
sure.
a beautiful day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good week. Okay, we will close now the citizen participation, and we'll move on to emerging issues. Do we have down there, Councilwoman Polensky? Do you have an emerging? Councilwoman, no. Saved again? Okay, we'll move on to agenda item 46. Council member recognition. Comments made by individual city council members during this portion of the agenda will not be acted upon by the council unless the subject's on the agenda. And so we always have something to talk about because we are a proud body of hardworking people who sometimes have little failures, but most of the time we get right back up and attack again. So Councilwoman Polensky, I started with Councilwoman Bruni last time, you're on.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Every year in the United States, over 44,000 people die of breast cancer. Stay healthy and be sure to schedule a mammogram soon. On Thursday, September 19th, I joined Chief Potts, Councilwoman Bruni, and Deputy City Manager Steve Ford at the DPS Northwest office ribbon cutting. I'm grateful that we have this new resource, and I'm thankful to Chief Potts and our city marshals for their tremendous work they do every day to keep our community safe. Next up, in the evening of September 19th, Councilwoman Bruni and I hosted a principals roundtable. We had great participation from Ward 4 and Ward 6 principals, and we look forward to future collaborations. A big shout out and thanks to Dr. Malich and her staff for all their hard work in making this a successful event. On September 24th, I joined the residents of Desert Shores annual night out. There was great participation from Las Vegas Fire and Rescue, and the families had a fun-filled evening. Councilwoman Bruni and I hosted a Metro Town Hall on September 26th at the Northwest Area Command. Thank you to our own Rosa Cortez for attending and unveiling the renderings for the new substation. And a shout out to Captain Esparza for his participation and continued leadership in keeping Northwest Las Vegas safe. Last Saturday, Councilwoman and I hosted a shredding event in Knickerbocker Park in the Providence community. It was the first shredding event held in Providence, and there was a great turnout of over 150 cars dropping off materials to be shredded. On Monday, I hosted a light reduction discussion for Ward 4 residents in the Now Cafe. Special thanks to Seth Floyd Jeff Dorkak, whoever he is, and the the Las Vegas Metro PD Crime Prevention Specialist, Heidi Strafe, for their detailed presentations and for answering questions presented by the attendees. We have feedback that we've received, and it will be a tremendous help in the creation of our city ordinance, which focuses on light reduction in the Northwest Valley. Please join me for a walk-through trick-or-treat and a movie in the park at 6 p.m. on Friday, October 18th. The event will be held at the Durango Hills YMCA, located at 3521 North Durango Drive. Come out for tons of candy and kids, and help us enjoy with the movie Coco, which will begin at dusk.
And free dental appointments after those tons of candies?
Yes, the mayor has offered to distribute toothbrushes to all the kids. Next up, for those who observe, the high holiday greetings to our Jewish friends and neighbors. I want to wish you all a happy Rosh Hashanah. May it bring you and your loved ones joy, peace, and a sweet and healthy new year. Good Yom Tova and Shana Tova. Next up, if you have any information regarding any of these 13 kids featured on the slide, please call LVMPD Missing Persons Detail at 702-828-3111. At-risk youth or runaway, please call or visit the National Runaway Safety Hotline. There's always a bus ticket waiting to send you home. And lastly, please stay connected with my staff and I on social media platforms, or contact us the old-fashioned way over the phone, 702-229-2524. We are always here to provide any assistance that we can. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Diaz.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just want to start my announcements before going to my first slide and just give our downtown area command safety specialist Denise Stride a very happy birthday. It's today, so I hope she's having an awesome day. And she's someone who goes out into the community and is offering advice on how to keep their premises safe at all times. So happy birthday, Denise. Last night, our beloved Mayor Carolyn Goodman and Director of Communications. I don't know why I'm getting cut off. You got to cut off the mayor's mic.
Bring it home.
Mayor, you're live.
Oh, what did you say? I missed it.
Well, I was trying to give you flowers, and then they cut my mic and they let your mic go on.
Oh, and well, they should. Always. Okay, go back.
Let's start this one again. All right. Last night, our beloved Mayor Carolyn Goodman and Director of Communications David Riggleman read the names of the 58 victims we tragically lost on 1st October for the 7th consecutive year. The event in Ward 3, it's Healing Garden, has become a beacon of hope and organically became a symbol of our community's resilience, unity, and love to keep the memory of those 58 angels we lost that day alive. I'd like to also thank Sue Ann Cornwell, a survivor of the festival, for continuing to lead the charge, and the volunteer group who just so religiously help us maintain that beautiful garden. On to the next slide. I hope you've been able to tune in to KCLV to catch my latest Access City Council featuring special guest and Area 15 CEO Winston Fisher. He shared all the exciting happenings at Area 15 and the new TID, District 2, and some of the upcoming projects to make sure that this is a thriving entertainment hub in Ward 3. You can also watch the episode on Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and KCLV's YouTube channel. I wonder who I sounded like right there. Not trying to take your role or anything, Mr. Riggleman. All right. Wanted to also give everyone an update on upgrades underway at Stewart Place Park. A much needed new playground equipment is being actually replaced at Stewart Place Park. So the old playground has been removed, and the Parks and Maintenance staff has been working very diligently and hard to replace turf for environmentally friendly mulch. A new playground will be installed, and we're looking forward to seeing what that looks like with upgrades including rubberized walking loop, lighting, or increased lighting, to Mayor's point earlier about how important lighting is, an exercise station, splash pad, and perimeter turf reduction in compliance with AB 356. Next slide, we, on September 21st, had a Ward 3 cleanup on National Cleanup Day. Thank you to all the amazing volunteers that celebrated National Cleanup Day in Ward 3 with our very own Department of Neighborhood Services amazing staff. Over 40 volunteers showed up to help beautify and give some much-needed TLC to the neighborhood-adjacent C.C. Rano Elementary. Volunteers helped pick up over 100 gallons of trash, painted 26 curbs red, and 33 fire hydrants yellow. I'd like to give a special shout-out to Aquilino, who's right there with me in the picture in the motorized wheelchair to your left, who could not wait for the official kickoff to start, and he picked up his pluckers and his trash bag, and he darted before any of us started the work. Thank you, Aquilino, for your example of how all of us can pitch in to make community better. Next slide, Variety School Open House was this past September 26th. My office was proud to support Variety School's open house and agency fair. Students stopped on by to get some last-minute back-to-school kits and snack baggies prepared by our fabulous special events team. Thank you, Variety School faculty, for hosting such an important resource fair for families and students. Next slide, Hispanic Heritage Month celebrations. It's been a very busy September, and these are just a few of the different events that have happened September 21st through September 29th. Last week, we were busy attending several of these events and celebrations, and I just wanted to highlight how amazing they all have been in making sure that we are exposed to the rich and diverse cultural contributions that so many Latin American communities bring to Southern Nevada. Thank you to the various organizers, Comité Centroamérica y Mexico in Las Vegas, Chilean American Association, Clark High School, the Federación de Zacatecanos Silver Plata, and Vida Chiropractic for helping bring so many of these offerings to our community. I wanted to bring up a very important event coming up that's being offered through Legal Aid Center of Southern Nevada. It's a Clean Slate Program criminal record sealing one-day event, and you must pre-register October 1st through October 25th for you to partake in the record sealing on February 28th, 2025. And yes, we do believe in second chances, and so I wanted to make sure that everyone takes note and shares this information for any folks in the community that may be in need. They can apply in person at 725 East Charleston Boulevard, Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And this is the things that they need you to come with: arrest history, and order scope from each police department that arrested the individual. That can be gained from LV MPD's main station on 400 Martin Luther King Boulevard. 2, a photo ID. 3, a proof of income that you are employed or have Medicaid, SNAP, Social Security, or unemployment benefits. If you have questions, call 702-386-1070, extension 4200. We want you to join us at our upcoming movie night featuring Minions: The Rise of Gru, Friday, October 4th, 6 p.m. at Arroyo Vista Park. I hope you can join us. Free refreshments while supplies last will be distributed. Last call to our upcoming binational health fair offered Saturday, October 5th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., a free health fair for everyone in need. You can get vaccinations, COVID boosters, and sometimes even other vaccinations you're due for. There will be countless health services offered completely free of charge, so share, bring a friend, a loved one, or yourself to get what you need. This is going to be hosted out of East Las Vegas Community Center. We have our National Night Outs coming up, and I just want to put the dates on your radars. So I, being the representative of Ward 3, have 3 different area commands, hence the 3 different National Night Out celebrations in different spaces or places. So just wanted to let Downtown Area Command folks know that they're having theirs Tuesday, October 8th in the Arts District, 1025th South 1st Street, 6 to 8. For those that live in Northeast Area Command, which is the east part of the ward picking up about Mojave, heading east to Nellis between Owens and Charleston. That National Night Out will be celebrated at Bob Price Park on October 8th, 5 to 8. And if you're in Spring Valley Area Command, which is everything I gained from Councilman Knudsen on the west side of the 15, Sahara to about DI, the 15 to Decatur, that one's going to be at downtown Summerlin. I hope that you will be able to make it, as many of them are offering free food, entertainment, and an abundance of free community resources. Next slide. Want to let my Ward 3 neighbors know that in our downtown historic neighborhoods, we are inviting many of those neighborhoods to a follow-up meeting with Tilson on October 9th from 5 to 6:30 at the Clark County School District Family Support Center. Tilson will provide various updates in terms of their communication plans, timelines, and efforts to reduce neighborhood disruptions. If you have any questions about these upcoming meetings, please contact Brendan Vargas with Tilson at 702-378-7252. And last but certainly not least, we love our book festival. That's put on annually by the city and so many other amazing partners, and it's happening on October 19th at our historic 5th Street School, so I hope you'll save the date, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's only one day this year. Last couple of years we've been offering it for 2. This is a one-day event, and I hope that you'll all be able to come on down and meet writer and director John Waters, who will headline the largest literary event in Southern Nevada. The full schedule of activities includes this author, director, writers, panel discussions, book signings, arts and crafts for our children, and musical performances. So don't miss out on all the fun. And as always, you can follow us on the different social media channels, text us to subscribe to a Ward 3 newsletter, or call us 702-229-2359, or drop us an email at the email there. Thank you.
Very, very full. Wonderful. All right, Mayor Pro Tem, you go.
Thank you, Mayor. Mark your calendars for Trunk or Treat at Mirabelli Community Center on Thursday, October 24th from 5 to 8 p.m. Come dressed in your costume and join us for a night of Halloween fun. Children walking ages to 12 years old will enjoy safe trick-or-treating, carnival games, bounce houses, movie showing of Hotel Transylvania, and other spooky surprises. And that's really all organized by the Mirabelli Community Center staff. They do a great job every year. And this is the International Day of Nonviolence. The International Day of Nonviolence, observed annually on October 2nd, marks the birth anniversary of Gandhi, a global symbol of peace and nonviolent resistance. This day encourages us to adopt nonviolence in resolving conflicts and promoting justice, equality, and human rights. It's a good thing to think about that, especially today. And as always, you can reach out to me and talk to me any way you like. There's my contact information. Thanks, Mayor.
And there are your inspirations right there all the time. Yep. Thank you. Councilman Creer.
Thank you, Mayor. Our annual Ward 5 Community Forum and Partners Resources Fair will take place at City Hall on Thursday, October the 10th from 6 to 8 p.m. Here at City Hall in the council chambers, attendees will receive updates on the 100 Plan in Action, infrastructure and road projects, public safety, economic and community development. Registration is open. Contact my office, 702-229-5443. This will be my last community forum. We have done this every year that we've been in office, and look forward to letting you know where we are with everything that's happening in our ward. Our Community Fun Day, so bring your family and neighbors to join us on Saturday, October the 5th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The Lorenzi Park is celebrating 75 years of the Las Vegas Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Affairs Department. There will be games, entertainment, and much more. Join us for a huge announcement regarding the tennis courts at Lorenzi. We are celebrating the Ward 5 Community Award Ceremony to recognize residents who have made an impact in the lives of our residents. Nominations are open for the 2025 African American Trailblazer Service Awards. The awards are honor residents of Las Vegas Valley who have made outstanding civic accomplishments and significant contributions to the Las Vegas community in the following categories. 1, Business and Economic Advancement Award, Community Activism and Politics Award, Educator Award, the Tyrone Thompson Emerging Leader, and the Spiritual Community Award. Submit your nominations now. The nomination process closes on October the 18th. Our Las Vegas My Brother's Keeper will celebrate its 4th annual leadership conference, Powering Up for Success, on Saturday, October the 12th, from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the College of Southern Nevada on North Las Vegas campus, which is at 3200 East Cheyenne Avenue. For more information, please call 702-229-5227. And our Metro's Bolden Area Command presents National Night Out on Tuesday, October the 8th from 5 to 8 p.m. at Kiangaseoki Palosio Park at the Doolittle Complex. There will be free food, raffles, games, music, prizes, and more. For more information, contact 702-828-8349. And then Bolden Area Command will host its annual Trunk or Treat on Saturday, October the 26th, which will take place at 1851 Stella Lake Street from 6 to 9 p.m. Join us for a free candy, music, drinks, haunted house, and more. For more information, contact 702-828-8349. I also want to wish Tanya Jackson-Renter in our Ward 5 office a happy birthday, which we celebrated yesterday. Had some great crumble cookies that did not last too long. They were excellent. Happy birthday, Tanya. And our Ward 5 office, subscribe to our Ward 5 newsletter. You can reach out to Tanya, 229-5443, or send an email at tjackson@lasvegasnevada.gov. Always follow us on social at CedricCreer.com on X, Instagram, Councilman Creer, and Facebook, Councilman Cedric Creer. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And on to you, Councilwoman Seaman.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I had a great time attending the Archwell Health event at the Four Seasons Hotel. It celebrated over 100 local small business owners offering Medicare Advantage plans for seniors 60 or older. They are a beacon of excellence in preventative health care throughout Las Vegas. We had a wonderful ribbon cutting in Ward 2 for the Morning Star Senior Housing. This project, I remember when they came to us, and I couldn't even imagine that we would have such a beautiful facility that not only offers senior housing, but it also offers memory care and assisted living. And then I was so grateful to be invited to the Uprising event in downtown at Container Park. This was led by Robert Lacey of Manifest Academy, and they are really involved in youth and helping them to achieve their dreams in whatever they want to do. And then the DREAM program that has now centralized out of Summerlin and gone to the Central Metro Center just kicked off the fall event with over 200 kids. I remember going to the very first graduation. I think there were 4 kids. So I just want to say they're doing amazing things with the DREAM program, and we're really excited about what's to come in helping youth. We have a Breakfast of Heroes, October 3rd, which would be tomorrow.
Look at that cute
And everyone's invited. We are doing our second annual as a Hope Award, and the awardees are Governor Joe Lombardo and a couple of pastors that have done amazing things in the community, and of course, Honorable Judge Harmony Letitia, who has a great veterans court helping veterans second chances, and of course, those who created the DREAM program. On October 5th, we have our Breakfast Buzz and Ward 2 Biz. And on the same day, we have our Barktoberfest that our Veterans Memorial Community Center is putting together. On October 6th, we have Remembering the Darkness Rising with Hope, an event that we're doing with IAC as a memorial for the October 7th horrific terrorist act in Israel. And so I urge everyone to come and join us. And we have a Trunk or Treat and Halloween movie on October 11th featuring Hocus Pocus, and that will be at 6 p.m. at Bruce Trent Park. We have our next human trafficking prevention event, October 16th at Durango Hills YMCA. If you have not joined us for this, you will be educated on what is happening in our city and how we can prevent it. Metro will be there to do their regular presentation on how to keep your kids safe. And then the YLA graduation and NSDP awards ceremony will be October 24th at 5:30, right here at City Hall. We have some great pets available at the Nevada SBC and many other places, but we're going to introduce you to Jax, who's a Doberman Pinscher, about 74 pounds and 10 months old. And then we have George, our domestic short hair, a little male, about 1.1 pounds. He's very young, about a month old. They have kittens and they have older cats, but these animals need a forever home. If you want to get the word out on your business in Ward 2, please contact my office at 702-229-2420 or Ward 2 at lasvegasnevada.gov. And if you need to contact my office, it's the same phone number and the same email. And I just want to say to my Jewish family and my Jewish friends, Shana Tova and Happy New Year. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Councilwoman Bruni, please.
Last but not least, it always amazes me, Mayor, that you remember the order that you went in from 2 weeks ago.
That's my great math.
2 weeks ago, I attended the National Latino Peace Officers Association's National Conference, which was held here in Las Vegas, of course, where I discussed the topic of women in policing and provided strategies departments could adopt to increase the number of women in law enforcement. It was great to hear the experiences of so many of our female chief law enforcement officers from around the country. Later that day, I attended the grand opening of Goodwill's new training center at their corporate headquarters near the airport. With this expansion, they can offer more seats in their health-related professions and certificates, which will address a serious need in our community. On September 19th, I was pleased to join our DPS team, and I know Councilwoman Alan Polinsky already covered this. I just want to call out Mark Patoker, who has refurbished a lot of our amazing city buildings, and the building looks amazing, so thank you. Later that day, I once again joined my colleague for our Principals Roundtable, and I just want to thank Deputy Chief Brandon Clarkson, Chief Potts, Captain Esparza, and Adam Johnson for joining us and answering questions that our school administrators had. On September 23rd, Team Bruni attended the fall kickoff at Metro's DREAM program. DREAM is a 12-week-long program that guides and empowers young people to embrace their inner leader and make positive choices. It was great to see so many people interested in participating in a youth development program who are eager to learn new tools for making good decisions. Last week, I attended the groundbreaking of Opportunity Village's Northwest Campus in Betty's Village North. Betty's Village North will include 1- and 2-bedroom apartments and 4-bedroom homes, providing over 125 residents with accessible and affordable housing. The new Northwest Campus, which is located at Rome and Decatur, will include a thrift store, park, and public programming space. On September 25th, as part of Convene Nevada, sponsored by Impact Nevada, which the city supports, I was pleased to join Tina Quigley and David Demore to discuss some of the infrastructure challenges facing our southern Nevada region, including transportation, housing, and healthcare. Last Thursday, we partnered with Ward 4 again for our annual Public Safety Town Hall. Councilman Alan Polinsky already covered this, but I do also want to thank Dr. James McCoy from CSN for joining us to share details on the CSN Northwest Campus. Last Saturday, I participated on a panel on public health and public policy organized by students at West Tech Career and Technical Academy. Later, we joined with our Ward 4 team to host another shredding event in the Northwest community. These past few weeks, I've been able to participate in several events as part of Hispanic Heritage Month. This past Saturday, I stopped by La Cultura Cura, which celebrated Latino art, food, culture, and some of our historical figures. Later that day, I stopped by the Carpenter's Family event, which they hold annually for their members, and it involved a car show, a salsa making contest, bouncy houses, loteria, and a dunk machine. The Carpenters have built so many of our landmark buildings here in Southern Nevada. Looking forward to future events, we'll be hosting our monthly Bocaditos with Bruni on October 10th, and just to note, the time here is from our old flyers, so the time for October 10th will be 8 to 9:30 at our Centennial Hills Y satellite office location. On October 12th, we're partnering with the Library District in Centennial Hills to host a Haunted Harvest Legends of the Deep from 2 to 5. If you're interested in participating, there's still some spots available if you want to bring your trunk filled with treats. On October 23rd, we will be joined by Metro and the FBI to offer a fraud prevention and cybersecurity risk workshop for our seniors at the Centennial Hills Active Adult Center from 11 to 1. A light lunch will be served. On November 2nd, we're partnering with the Kiwanis Club to host a color fun run and car show. Proceeds from the registration fees will go to support scholarships for high school students who participate in the Key Club service, which is a service club in high schools. So come work off some calories, have fun, and support a good cause. Later that day, we are partnering with the Village Springs at Centennial Hills businesses on Norman Rockwell to host a Dia de los Muertos family fiesta where we'll have vendors, family fun, and show a movie. As always, we want to hear from you. Please call us at 229-5463 or email ward6@lasvegasnevada.gov.
Thank you. And so as we move towards adjournment, I definitely want to thank our leadership and administrative staff that's been helping our marshals and safety first responders, and certainly our communications department. Always, last night, you did a wonderful job there, but always following through. And our secret IT department that forever is watching us. It is a new year for those of us who happen to be Jewish. I wish you be written in the book of life, and that your year is a beautiful and sweet one. Lashona Tova, and we are adjourned. Okay. Got too long sitting. The knees.